Buenas noches to whomever may be listening. We're here to go crazy because we've succeeded with the Abductables campaign. We're the guys who wrote and draw the best guide on how to deal with aliens obsessed with your anus. Isn't that right, Michael?
That is correct.
I'll take that as a yes.
Goals for you to now you will know how to fight back.
Yeah, I think you broke up, but I think yeah, I get what you mean. I
Oh
think
shit.
all got what you you wanna repeat that?
uh, yeah. Grays have no rights. Grays deserve to die.
Yes,
That's the
yes.
short,
Greys are not
long and short
that.
of it.
Yeah, Greys are not citizens of this planet and therefore have no rights under our constitution.
Yeah, I mean they are illegal aliens. There's no doubt about it. So that might make some people sympathize with them. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, no, I can
I mean,
totally see SJWs. Yeah, can you hear me?
yeah. Am I still breaking up?
No, no, you're fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
You're fine.
maybe there are some good grays out there. Who knows?
I was saying, yeah, I guess we're not going to generalize, but I think
Yeah.
overall, a species that we still don't know why they do it, right? I mean, their whole obsession with black holes, it's still kind of murky for us.
Yeah, I mean that is a good point. Like we, it's a fine line between being an illegal alien and being a serial harasser.
Space
I don't
space
know.
sodomite, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think certain people wouldn't know how to react to the Greys because on the one hand, we want to give them a warm welcome on planet Earth, and on the other hand, it is kind of a Me Too situation with the way they treat us. So yeah,
I think we have to reach like a parlay and have them assure us that they're going to drop all their weapons of mass probation.
yeah, I think we definitely need a ceasefire on the probing to if we're gonna have any kind of negotiations with them. Though some people might be into that, so we might not want to ban it completely. And we
That's
don't know why they do it, so who knows? Maybe
yeah,
maybe it's
that's
important work.
that's what I was going for. I mean, is there a kind of scientific purpose behind them, or is all it behind them? See what I did here? But I have this theory that it's like the Super Bowl for them. Like they film your anus and project it in like this big gigantic screen, and they just watch the probe go in while they have like popcorn and beer.
Well, I was also thinking about this, and maybe you can answer it because you actually draw the grays. Do they have back holes themselves? Because clearly they don't have any genitalia.
Oh, I was hoping you would never ask me that, but I'm going to say yes
Okay.
because as we Basques know, having sex is not necessary to survival, but taking a shit is.
Yes. Yes. And there is a scene in the book where they're in a cafeteria or a mess hall of some sort, and clearly they are consuming some kind of soy based product. So we know that they consume, and what goes in must come out. So
Is it soy though? No, everything makes so much sense now.
yeah, I always assumed whatever they ate was definitely if not soy, it's their version of soy. So some kind of soy, the
Soilians.
closest thing to soy in the galaxy. Yeah.
We have Florence Lupin in the chat saying "Hola, cómo estás?" See, I pronounce "hola" like Americans. Estoy genial, Florence. Muchas gracias por preguntar. Tinfoil Nick is with us too, and so is Midnight. good old Midnight had a full schedule tonight, so he couldn't join us.
Oh, you kind of cut out. So midnight, he can't make it, or
No, he's in the chat right now. He's just fucking with us in the chat. But yeah, he said that he regretfully he wouldn't be able to join us.
oh, that sucks. But yeah, I'm glad he could pop in the chat. I'll go ahead and send the link out to everybody on the DM group. So give me a minute.
Yeah. So yeah, that's right, Florence. Apparently, aliens like soy, which would explain a lot of things. There's actually, I say that before, but there's actually some kind of subtext to the story. It's actually kind of a deep meditation on human nature.
Yeah, I mean, the the subtext of a giant toxically masculine male beating the crap out of little gray soy boys. I think it kind of speaks for itself.
Do they come? You're the writer, so you should know. Do they come to the galactic equivalent of Brooklyn or Portland?
um, it's a Portland in about 1,000 years, maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe they're actually time travelers. I guess we already talked about that hypothesis about the Greys being like time travelers, and they're actually us in like a million years, something like that.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the theories. Not to give too much away, but there may be something to that. But I will say we don't necessarily delve into the time travel aspect so much. But yeah, in the Abductables, we will be exploring some of those theories and what the Greys are and where they may come from.
Yeah, I don't want to give out too much either, but you're right. There's something to that, and that's why I congratulate everyone who purchased that comic because they're gonna have a hell of a time reading it.
Absolutely.
Hey,
What is up, Canales and Michael?
Bob
Oh,
Jones!
The one and
yeah.
only Bob Jones. Here to make sure that this Hangouts, this live stream, stays soy free and reticuloid free.
Well, you are the expert on reticuloids, so maybe you can help us out because we're over here trying to figure out what those little bastards are all about.
Well, see, the thing about the reticuloids is they come to a planet, they find the various geekdoms, the cultural things, the icons that everyone needs. And what they do is they infect it with their soy. Once they've gotten their soy all up on the characters, all up in the geekdoms, and the geekdoms are collapsing from their own weight of the soy, they then go, here's something that's not infected by the soy, but it's really a Trojan horse of the soy, meant to get you to let your guard down. And so you can become one of the reticuloids infused with the soy.
Such a devilish plan.
It's so devilish and simple. It's almost genius.
Canales,
Yeah,
did you give him an early copy of the Abductables? It sounds like he knows exactly what's going on in the book.
I think it's more of a case of great minds thinking alike.
Hey, if y'all are willing to give me an early copy of the book, I will not say no. I will read it, review it, and have the review up within like a week.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
I definitely wanted Bob Jones' review for sure. So we'll get a copy out to you.
now,
Nice.
now that we're rich, I think we can afford to give out a few free PDFs to our friends, right? I don't know, just saying. I'm not businessman, but
Oh yeah, definitely.
What up?
Yo,
Oh,
hey,
hey Alex, how's it going?
Hey, it's going pretty good, man.
see.
Welcome to the
¿Qué
party,
pasó,
pal.
compadre? What's up, Canales?
buenas noches, buenas noches. Welcome to our celebration. Welcome to our orgy.
Mm,
No girl so far, but hey, it could be worse. Could be
yeah.
just me.
that it's you know.
Could be just you and Infamous.
Mm.
Ah, damn it! I should have
Nah,
sent her the link.
No,
Have I
No,
now
no.
given the
Go
worst case scenario?
Dude, all I gotta say is you mean Archimus?
Okay. The age of men is over.
the age of the soy boy is afoot.
Yeah, that does kind of tie into what we were talking about. The Greys
And
will take over eventually. The
or
reticuloids.
or if you want to really have some fun with it. Hi, I'm Renfimus, and I'm here to keep all you straight white male trolls in your place while I run cover for all the guys that are batting for my team regardless of what they do. I don't care if I have to dox or whatever. I will make sure that the lefties in comics stay the lefties in comics. Now, excuse me, my Adam's apple is a little sore and I need to put some cream on it.
You
Yeah,
actually made
she.
her sound much more tolerable than she is. Because she sounds so fucking shrill and annoying. She sounds
I
like
know
a
we make that joke, but I mean, everyone here does know that she really is biologically a female, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I was just wondering because
I'm still not convinced, but we'll see.
well, I mean, just Google her name and look through the pictures are there. It's like really old pictures, like from a while back, and then you just look at that and you look at now and you're like, what the heck happened?
yeah, no, her old pictures. She still looks like she's a female before she devolved into some kind of cetacean.
Yeah, like something I don't know, like a totally different person, like literally a totally different person. If you see what she looked like then, and you look at her from that interview or what if you want to call it an interview,
Oh god,
um,
yes.
yeah, you look at that, it's totally different. Like she's been inside, like before she had some skin color. Now it's like she's been inside every day, all day, and she never sees a bit of sunlight.
Hey, I have you know I resemble that fact.
No,
No,
you actually have way more skin color than she does at this moment. She needs like one of those wholesale stores. She needs like a whole wholesale bottle of vitamin D. Not she needs a pail of vitamin D, a bucket.
yeah, but
she
here's the
she
thing. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, the her problem is she doesn't need just a whole like gallon pail. She needs the whole goddamn silo.
Oh, we have to welcome
And
Michael
with
from Liquid.
a little spigot, she just goes up there and opens it and guzzles them down.
Yep.
Hey,
All
Michael,
right.
Canals,
make
how's it going?
what's up, man? Welcome to the party.
Thank you. How you guys doing?
Yeah,
Doing
We're
all
pretty good. How are
right.
you doing,
Doing
Michael?
good. Hey,
Doing good. Doing good. Excited to be here for Abductables.
yeah, man.
yeah.
Thank
man.
you.
Oh yeah.
So
That
the
art-
Wicked guys have been very supportive of the project.
Mm.
They've talked about a lot with Canalis on their show, so we
Mhm.
appreciate that.
Nice. Oh yeah.
And
You're welcome. Yeah.
yeah, a huge thank you to Wicked for they did a giveaway for a Jeff Lasley art piece, and yeah, a Twitter contest based on who bought an issue of their comic Barrels. And I was fortunate enough to win. I never win anything, and I actually won the contest. And so, yeah, I won a original art piece of my choosing, and of course, I chose an Abductables piece. And I don't know if y'all have seen it, but it looks incredible. And
Yeah, no, I saw it, and there's people saying on Instagram that it should be the cover of the book, and I'm not gonna say no. I mean, it looks pretty freaking rad.
yeah, I mean, is it? Do you think I could put it in the community art gallery? Is that okay? Is that ethical?
Yeah, yeah, no,
Obviously, I
I
would
would.
ask
Yeah,
Jeff
definitely. As
first,
long as you
but
just run it by him. Yeah, as long as you run it by him,
yeah,
sure, there'll be no problem. Yeah.
yeah, because it's so good. Yeah, it definitely deserves to see print for sure. So
Yeah, he really nailed it with those acrylic paints on that.
I know I love his style. I've been following him since I joined Twitter, and he's just
Nice.
man, he's just one of my favorite artists. Like I
it
love
was
his style.
totally one of those notice me senpai moments, wasn't it?
Well, that's the crazy thing is like he's just one of us, you know. He's just hanging out on Twitter and yeah, but I mean, he's really like an artistic genius. I don't think he even realizes how good he is.
Yeah, I really like working with him on barrels too. It's he doesn't use the acrylic style, of course, but it's really cool to see his other style too.
Yeah, he's the greatest sequentials too. So yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys mind if I try to rejoin so that I'm joined as my channel?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Go ahead, man.
absolutely.
All right.
Just
We'll,
copy the link and everything.
we'll
So
take
yeah,
the
you should be
chance
able
Yeah.
to come back.
to say bonjour to Jean-Luc, who was just
Bon-
joined us.
Bonjour, mes amis.
Ooh, things just got
Nice.
sexier, didn't they?
Now we have a Frenchman and a Spaniard. What's next?
We got whatever Bob is.
What
I'm-
are we
I'm-
celebrating?
I
What
have
are
you
we?
know, I'm a proud McScott, thank you.
Well,
So-
Bob
We're
is
celebrating
100%
the
red-blooded American.
Well, that
Yeah,
did, that did.
you're Texan, right, Mike? Which is a human
Yes.
species of its own. You know,
Yeah, we're kind of our own little world.
so, replying to your question, Jean-Luc, we're celebrating the crushing success of the Abductables. You were right. We've killed it with the Abductables.
Well, I think that was easily known at the very beginning, right?
Yeah, well, I guess, but you know, as the artist, we're always insecure about our own work. We're never fully sure about it.
I think this was written in the stars, so to speak.
Are you saying our success was inevitable, Jean-Luc?
Absolutely.
We only need to push Tombstone Blues to be as equally successful. I dropped Jacob Oink, and I don't know if he'll be joining us, but I hope so. Hope so because
Yeah, I
Tombstone
added
Blues,
him to the. Oh, yeah, I added him to the DM group. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I backed that book. I'm looking forward to that one too. I love the mixture of like fantasy with kind of like grungy urban elements. You know.
yeah, it's techno magic, which is a term that nobody uses anymore, but which I love. So yeah.
Now is that magic with a K?
Yeah, of course. It isn't real. It isn't real magic until you put a K in it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and there's actually a little Abductables Easter egg in Necromancer. So if people want to see that, that's another incentive to buy.
That's cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm opposed to Zack in that regard because he says that he doesn't want to create a universe from the get-go, and I say I like to be like Stephen King in that regard. Like I'm not expressly saying that we're in the same universe, but I'm gonna drop Easter eggs, and if you want to decide that we're in the same universe, that's fine by me.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
an interesting way to do that.
yeah, people love a good crossover. So even if it's just a little cameo in there somewhere,
boy.
people are gonna be into it.
You see the characters from the character from Abductables and the one from Ironsides. The ones from Ironsides. Oh boy.
Can you imagine that?
Oh my gosh. That's the thing. I can imagine it. That's the problem. I can actually imagine that, and that is utter destruction.
That's the plot of Abductables 3, I think. I mean, not Abductables, Ironside 3s.
We have Edwin Boyet in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. He says
Hey, Edwin.
aloha.
Nice.
Edwin Boyet, no less.
Yes, thank you, Edwin, for featuring us on your show many times.
Yes,
I don't.
yes.
Have you been able to see that, Canalis?
Yes, no, I saw it. No, that was a great moment. That was really cool from Edwin and also from Sweetcast. Did you guys see how Sweetcast featured the Abductables in one of his videos?
I think I did see that one. Yeah, I saw it like in the thing that you put stuff to the side to watch and then you forget to go back and watch it.
I did an interview with him. Is this something else, or is that what you're talking about?
No, it was just I think he was talking about how some people hold it against Stephen that he doesn't promote everyone equally, and I was just right about to write in the comment section that our campaign was successful without Ethan. I mean, I think he
Mhm.
plugged us a couple of times on his timeline, but nothing too serious, and we still succeeded. So it's not like we need Ethan for every campaign. I mean, it's not about that. It's about having a good product that people want.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
you know what I would really like to see at this point, because I think Abductables. I realise it's been successful, but I think it should be far more successful. What was that noise?
Sounded like
me
a banshee.
it's probably me trying to adjust my mic. It was like, so because mic copy fighting
Whoa.
each other.
I'm disappointed. I thought someone had killed a velociraptor in his room.
Well, there
Someone
went
get
the
Bob some
relevant thing I was
WD-40.
trying to say.
Oh boy.
Oh, try that again, Jean-Luc. I want to
Okay.
hear your words of wisdom.
I'm going to make the attempt once more. So basically, the Abductables is a very good property. I think beyond what most people comprehend it as. And I think it's very important for Abductables to have a strategy when it's on in demand to go beyond whatever CG is perceived as, and to reach an audience that's going to increase its sales exponentially.
Yeah, and that's definitely something to consider because, like you said, it's going to be in demand until everything is finalized. So you can still pick up your copy now, and we're working toward. We've already unlocked our first stretch goal, and we're working towards our second one at 8,000. So once we get to 8,000 raised, everybody will receive a free print pinup with their book. So it'll be a nice little, I guess you could call it like a mini poster. It's going to be cardstock quality, and so yeah, if you like those little extras, definitely encourage people to pick up a copy before the campaign ends for good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And I'll buy a Dodge Charger with that money.
Yeah, I mean that's the most important thing is we want to make Canales rich. So
Yes.
Well,
Um,
I mean, I if you did not already know this, I'm doing a book with Mr. Canales as well, called Johnny's
yeah,
Law.
yeah. Why don't you tell us
oh,
about it?
please do.
Okay, Johnny's Law is about the world's best assassin, Johnny Lau, and he's manipulated into killing a kid. When he refuses, he has to protect the kid in a deadly Texas town.
Sounds pretty cool to me.
You had me at Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the stuff that apparently that Canales likes. The gun fu and
Yeah.
shootouts.
Yes. I see it like a kind of Iron Sights on steroids, so to speak. Because Iron
Yeah,
Sights is, it's a thriller, but it's still grounded and realistic. And I'm gonna go full John Woo with this one.
You
I was
hear
gonna
that
say, is it?
sound? Did you guys hear that? That's the sound of me swiping that little comparison, that little description he just made. But go ahead.
yeah. You might want to write that one down.
Yeah.
Is that like a Sleeping Dogs kind of style too? Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I keep forgetting that you guys are younger than me, and you probably don't know what the hell I'm talking about half of the time. But you might want to go. I think the best marriage between Hong Kong and American cinema is the Replacement Killers with
I thought you were going to
Yeah.
say geishas
Yes, that was good.
Oh, that's also
Replacement
cool.
Killers.
and concubines.
Hey, Man of Sex is in the house. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Man of Sex.
Man of sex.
I'm glad you picked the alien demon thing for your avatar this time.
Called
I'm
an
a fan
orc.
of that one. Oh. Is that what it is? I thought it reminds me of the guy from Gwar, the main guy. Yeah.
The manga.
The main
Did you say
guy.
the main guy or the manga?
Is there a Gwar manga? That would be cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
This just got so random all of a sudden.
That's what happens when I'm around.
Hey, Jean-Luc,
Sorry.
are you sick? Are you under the weather? You sound a little
Silent.
under the weather.
Yeah, it's awful. Well, I've been in and out of hospitals lately, so I managed to catch a cold.
Ah, sorry to hear
Sorry.
that.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah,
Oh,
I thought
Not
it
what
was
I'm used
due
to.
to working on Hollywood. The how toxic it is. I was going to, to say that you have my sympathy.
Thank you. I need it at this point.
shaking hands with all those executives. One of them got you sick.
No, I try not to shake hands.
Carry hand sanitizer with you wherever you go.
He's rubbing
Special-
elbows, not shaking hands.
Especially when you're around Ron Perlman, right? I mean, he's
I've
famous for his
reduced it.
handshake.
I've reduced it to fist bumps at this point.
That's probably a smart move.
Fist bump and an ass rub?
Be careful.
Never.
Be careful. Macron will say that's a sign of male toxicity and try to outlaw it. I'm just saying, or tax it. Maybe both. Tax it, then outlaw it.
Yeah, that's a good point. They probably will try to outlaw handshakes at some point because it is kind of a masculine move to shake someone's hand.
It's hand rape.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure that already happened in some Scandinavian country somewhere.
Oh yeah, they're hand raping all over the place, and then apologizing.
Oh. Shit, that's hilarious.
So what? Sorry, go ahead. No, I was
Uh,
going to say what we were talking about before everything got so random.
We
Thing.
were
I don't know if you
talking
guys
about-
can see this. Go ahead.
We were talking about as this character as well, but we were discussing hopefully the strategy that you were going to use, to increase sales, to move out into different areas, right?
Well, Jean-Luc, maybe you could help us with that because, like the past month, I've just been really, me and Canales have just been promoting our asses off and trying to get the word out to as many people as possible. And short of actually, like we mentioned earlier, actually getting on the WrestleMania of live streams and getting on Comicsgate Live with EVS, I don't know what to do at this point because I feel like
there's a lot of things that you can do, and you've got to take it seriously. I mean, look, you ran a very good campaign, right? On the daily, Michael had fantastic tweets. I mean, it always produced interest. It was well written. I mean, to me alone, the management of the tweets and your campaign proved to me that you are a very good writer. I'll have to say that, because you don't see that a lot from a lot of campaigns when they come out. They don't, they kind of fall flat, and then they're trying to tweet it, but they're not tweeting the campaign consistently in a novel manner. But more than that, you need to take those skills and you need to move beyond CJ, because you're preaching to the choir, mate.
Mm-hmm.
And preaching to the choir is good to a certain point, but at some point you've got to send the missionaries out into the world, and they need to bring you back more peoples. And
what
if
you're
I
saying is I need to get on Alex Jones.
Jean-Luc is into forceful conversion.
Possibly, yeah, maybe if that works for you, yeah.
I was thinking of going the Mike S. Miller route and like reaching out to like because he did that, like he got on the Ben Shapiro show and stuff like that. I don't know how much that translated into sales, but that might be worth trying.
Well, from what I recall, he made about $9,000 more in sales.
Ooh,
from that.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Now,
after this, I will be hitting up Ben Shapiro.
Well, but let's look at that, from the proper
Ratios.
perspective. Yeah, I mean,
A more realistic perspective. Yeah.
yeah, that $9,000 wasn't very much when you consider, you're speaking to Ben Shapiro's, scope of people, which is hundreds of thousands, or maybe millions. I don't know. So it's very important that you sort out your target audience, And again, what makes your campaign so approachable is the property itself. And so in the manner in which you bring that property and you create, a vision around it, you need to take that and go into some of these, because all these regions, whatever you want to call them, bubbles on Twitter or YouTube or whatever it may be, you can find easier buyers if you target them properly. Okay, so let's look for, you know, an example. Like, look how great Tog has done when he broke out into anime, manga. Did you see his numbers?
Yeah.
They went sky high, man.
Yeah, him and Yellow Flash have really blown up.
They've really blown. Someone needs to kill their chair. Put that chair out of its misery. So the point is that if you look at the proper numbers, right? If you look at Tug's numbers, you look at Yellow Flash's numbers, and you look at the amount of time it took them to accumulate those numbers, you're going to draw a conclusion that's going to perhaps make you giddy with excitement or very confused.
Yeah, I think now that I don't want to say I've done all I can with the Comicsgate crowd. I'm sure there's still some people out there that somehow missed the campaign, because even after the campaign ended and we went into end demand, we've already had like 4 sales of end demand. So, but yeah, I definitely will try to broaden my horizons and get out there to people that might not necessarily be in the Comicsgate world.
Well, I'd just like to interject back on what with the Ben Shapiro and Lone Star thing. While $9,000 is nothing to sneeze at the same time, it's be the same thing as if you went into a shoe store and asked to buy a dress shirt. You know, I mean, it's both of them are clothing items, right? But it's just like it's not necessarily where you would want to be. You know, I mean, he's getting something out of it, but he would get much more out of it. Let's say if it was on like maybe, you know, some YouTuber that's geared towards that quartering, or, you know, Geeks and Gamers, or somebody, you know, that is in that lane. You know, you have to know your lane, and you have to stay in your lane. You know, and when
in the geek world that not necessarily focused on comics, but
right, and it could be comics. Yeah, and it could be. I mean, you know, they could cover pop culture in general, and that could still work. You know, but when you got someone that's doing more along the lines of politics and, you know, finance and those types of things, it's really not something that, you know, it's he may now it'd be different had he been along the way talking about comics, and like he had a little segment he did every week or something like that, but he doesn't do that. So when it comes to promoting yourself now with trying to gain an audience, YouTube is one of the best ways for us to do it, specifically for what we're doing. And in amongst that, us doing what we're doing right now, where we're getting people within the community who are maybe not all doing YouTube, but the fact that we're all gathering and people come and watch, and then if it becomes a regular thing, and then other people do it, and we all gather on each other's thing, that's how you do it. You cross-pollinate like that. It's the same exact thing that you do with YouTube, where they tell you to collaborate with each other in making videos, and that's how you spread, because you utilize more audiences at a time. So that's what we're doing here as well.
Well, you need to cross the platforms with people who've got larger numbers.
Right, but you can also scale. You can scale. You know, it takes a little longer, but it's still faster than just going at it by yourself. You know what I mean? And just putting out links or whatever and expecting people to watch your video. You know.
Well, Michael Canellas have a very specific type of IP, and this IP needs to be systematically distributed across wider platforms. The more you limit it, the more you limit your potential. So, I mean, this is indisputable. So you need to go to very specific areas, you know, on YouTube or on Twitter, wherever you choose, whatever you're more comfortable with. And the product, the IP is good. You have to have faith in your product. It will sell itself if you find yourself in the right avenues. So, I mean, you know, you go to a science fiction convention, you can sell science fiction materials, right? It's easier than if you were, you know, to go to like, I don't know, pick something's the opposite of sci-fi. It's pretty simple.
Speaking of which, we actually talked to Wicked Publishing, who's in the house, they're going to be attending Alien Con, and we were thinking maybe we should set something up with that, because that would
Absolutely.
be talk about preaching to the choir. I mean,
Right.
it's a whole convention dedicated to all things alien. So
Right. No, you should
Yeah.
absolutely do that. You should absolutely do that. And you should seek them out on Twitter or wherever, and start pushing your book in those avenues. You're working with a very limited subset here, and it's no longer really applicable.
yeah, and,
Not
with Mike S. Miller, I think that the whole Ben Shapiro thing that probably works for him, because he's very open about his political beliefs and everything. But for
He's openly Mike.
yes. But for me and Canales, I mean, obviously we have our political views, but it's not as important to us. So, even it would be kind of weird for us to pursue someone like Ben Shapiro, because, I mean, what are we going to talk to him about?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's got a show on YouTube about spiking, putting the severed heads of your enemies on spikes as a way of showing disagreement, which is what we barbarians do. But I like to think that I'm not going to be making comics just for the politically incorrect crowd or the anti-SJW crowd or whatever. I like to think that I'm going to be comics for everyone. Even for SJWs if they want to read them.
Yeah, it's all about the pegging and the probing.
Which would be relevant. We all know that they don't read comics, but still.
Yeah, I would. Every sale counts. That if SJWs want to buy the book to roast it, I mean, hey, a sale is a sale.
Yeah.
Right? So.
A sale is a sale. Yeah.
Well, in that case, a sale is a conversion, which is even more appealing than just your normal sale, right? You've converted.
She's talking about your missionaries again.
Yeah, are you talking? What kind of? Are you talking conversion therapy?
He's talking about the conversion of the SJW if they buy the book.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, which is possible, but there's a difference between possible and probable. So I think it's possible and slightly probable. I'm not sure if I'd say it's highly probable, but it would be great if it happens. I'm not opposed to it.
Well, I don't think probability sliced up like ham like that is going to be very useful. I mean, you have to go to a place where people who like sci-fi books, people who like comics, right, they want to buy it. They're going to buy this property. It's a good property.
Right. I'm not talking about the where you go for the audience thing. I'm just talking about sales in general. Someone just coming to the thing and blindly buying.
And
yeah, I'm sure there's at least a few people who have no idea about Comicsgate or give a crap about any of that. They just
no one has any idea. Yeah, no, it's very small.
The normies don't know what the hell's going on. I mean,
it's the smallest segment you could possibly imagine. It's so tiny. I mean, the year that I've been in it or more, I've interacted with the same people over and over. So
Nam was probably smaller.
Okay.
But like I was about to say though, with the SJWs, you got to remember, you got to get through their ideology. And Canales is kind of one of the, Canales, Michael, a lot of the people within CG and CG adjacent, they're all like, no, we're not going to capitulate to your ideology. We're not going to.
No, I don't think that's not valid. I don't believe that's valid in any way. As Canales said, he's beyond these things. He wants to sell this book. He's a cartoonist. He's an illustrator. He's not targeting specific this or specific that. The point is that it's a strong IP. It sells itself. There's no ideology that needs to go along with this.
That I understand that. The point I was making is that they're the ones that are going to cling to the ideology and say no because of Canales, or because they will find an excuse to say it's full of wrong thing. And that's what you got fighting against you with the SJWs. That's the point I was making.
Okay, well, the point here is they don't know Canales. They don't know his leanings. If he's not going to jump on the tabletop and start screaming madness, they're never going to know. They're just going to buy the comic.
Yeah, that's the regular Joe. Bob's talking about hardcore SJWs, which
well, I mean, if you look at it on it, well, I mean, you by Canales, you've been banned from Twitter more times than anyone I can even think of. So someone's got it out for you, clearly. Yeah, no,
we cannot have this thing that we keep always fighting the establishment. because we understand that the establishment is corrupt, and apparently we're able to piece the establishment off like no one else. Because my dad has the same problem. My dad's, he's a kickboxing instructor. He takes people out to fight every now and then, to boxing matches and stuff, and they keep robbing his fights. They keep they keep robbing the fights, giving the fight to the other guy just because he's him, because he doesn't have any friends in the kickboxing and boxing establishment. So that, yeah, that's how we are. We can shut up in the face of injustice and bullshit.
Right, but if it's an American convention, Canales, you shan't be there, will you? You'll be in Spain.
I was able to subdue my need to cry bullshit a couple of times.
Of course.
Yeah, because I'm a gentleman after all. But
after all,
don't push.
He's a lover, not a fighter.
Exactly. No, that's true. That's true.
We gotta get you out stateside sometime, Canales.
Yes,
Yeah,
you wreak havoc over here.
You visit the States every now and then, right, Canales?
Yeah, I go there every summer. I actually hang out with Midnight in a city which I will not name because I don't want to dox him. And I also hang out with Jacob, the writer of Tombstone Blues. He bought me my first margarita. I have never had a margarita before.
Oh, must have been good.
I hope it was good.
It was good, and so was the lady that served it to us. Take some
service. Is that
that's just probably the language where
we're gonna bring you over here. Serve you bitch beers.
Oh, we have Florence Lupin, and I don't wanna divert the attention from me being a pervert, but Florence Lupin says if SJWs do buy comics, they don't buy comics the same way regular fans do. They buy them to be woke and relatable. They don't rather play the video games for fun. They play them with an agenda in mind. That's true. I always say that they buy comics for the Instagram pic. They probably don't even read them.
Yeah.
That I can believe that, actually. I can really believe that.
They're not buying shit.
But I think the point is when you get to a certain region, be it Twitter or YouTube or whatever, if your sales start increasing, you realize you're in the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Geiger counter, of you determining where you should be and shouldn't be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's very simple.
I've said it before. If the Abductables ever gets made into a movie, it'll be all thanks to Jean-Luc because he knows what he's talking about with all this IP talk. I mean, he deals with these. You talk about you. I don't know what you do in Hollywood, but you do something, and so you're used to pitching ideas all the time and talking to executives, and you're all about the elevator pitch and stuff. So. Yeah, Jean-Luc is a wise man, and he knows what he's talking about. So definitely pay attention.
Well, that's very kind of you. I appreciate that.
His pants are getting tighter by the second.
Yeah, so I think if you take your skills that you've been using so well on Twitter, demonstrating your ability to constantly renew the interest in your property, and take those into avenues now that you've yet to trend upon. Because, obviously, if you want to move this property, you have to have a wider reach.
Is anyone even bothering with Google's AdSense or Amazon ads or anything like that right now?
It depends on, if you have a budget for such costs.
Yeah.
I mean, it could prove useful. But again, if you start moving into different areas, as I said, you're going to be able to gauge the reaction that you're having, right?
Yeah, especially now that the campaign is in demand. Now, if we get a boost in numbers, I'll definitely know where it's coming from. So.
Exactly, you're going to know exactly where it's coming from. So it should be very easy, very simplistic for you to take a little time, put a little effort, because these bubbles, they exist and they're easily determined where they are and whom they are.
I just want to know, have you had a chance to talk to The Rock yet?
Well, I was going to discuss a few things with you, But I can't really do that in public.
Oh.
Ooh.
Save it for
I
the
mean,
after show.
yes.
I feel like I
Well,
should have set up a separate hangout in private for you guys.
He shared the Subway sandwich with The Rock and pitched the Abductables.
I think
That's behind the paywall, though. I think.
well, if The Rock does end up playing the abductee, I want Man of Sex and Bob Jones to voice some of the reticuloids.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'll gladly do it. I'll do it for America.
Well, I think that if we were to rewrite the Abductables as a full length feature film, it's a short story. We could always like pump it up and put in more scenes, and one of them could be like our own version of Bob Jones talking about reticuloids.
Oh, yeah, he could just play himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, as like a conspiracy theory guy. Yeah. Oh, that's
No, I mean you've written it so that it escalates properly. I mean, there's a lot of escalation from what I've seen so far. Excuse me, my throat. There's a lot of escalation in it, and so that lends itself very wisely, to a film structure and a video game structure.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be working on both those things like ASAP. Because the moment this property starts to become more pronounced in the eyes of several people looking for properties, if you don't have what you need ready, they're just going to take it from you.
Well, you heard that, Michael.
That's true. Yeah.
Time to write a script.
I need to call my lawyer.
Well, you need to start putting these things in place, because when an idea is out there in the atmosphere, right? When people, and this is that sort of idea, it's very quickly scooped up. If it's not gotten by you, if it's not purchased from you, someone else will take that idea and use it without you.
Well, that's where you come in, Jean-Luc. You got to help me sell it to Hollywood.
Yeah, well, we have to discuss that, mate. There's a few issues.
Help me, Jean-Luc.
I've been doing my best, mate. But there's a lot of things going on, as you can tell.
But yeah, I definitely do have some ideas for a film adaptation, because there's definitely a lot that could be expanded upon that we don't get to in the book, and there's definitely more room for things to happen for sure. So,
well, yeah, has Canellas done the model sheets? Are those ready to go?
They can be like right now.
This guy's the speed demon,
Yeah, or I know Canellas can get anything done. I know that very well. The point is, you need a one sheet. You need proper model sheets. You need a poster. And this all has to be done in a very specific style. You can't be mucking about. You've got to get it spot on.
See, I always thought like the comic books that get
those styles are being obviously made known by the series of films that have come out by Marvel.
I always thought the comic books that got turned into movies, I always figured they just kind of like they just hit up the comic creators out of the blue, but I guess you really do got to go out there and pitch it yourself.
There's so many people scrambling for money now. If you don't show the initiative, if you don't have these things proper, like I said, it's easier for a studio to just steal your idea.
Yeah, I think I heard a couple of cases of that happening.
Well, when you have a derivative concept such as this is derivative, correct? Obviously, and there's a history of what it's been derived from, then it's easy for a studio to say, "Oh well, I'm just going to take a few of these ideas, put them all together, add some new elements, and it's mine." That's what they would do. But if you can present a project and they look at this, as we talked about this before, Michael, they look at your package, right? No pun intended, but they look at your project package and they say, okay, you've already done all the work for us. So I can pay an option of like, say, 15, 20K to you, because that's how much it would cost me to get all these things that you just did anyway. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Didn't the Warner Bros. Guys do something like that with the whole? I think it was Annabelle, like the horror movie about the little doll and all
Right.
that.
Right.
I think they set up like a competition for
Mhm.
like short films,
Mhm.
and if your short film got picked up by the studio, they would pay you. It wasn't right there in the contract in small letters. They would pay like $50, and your idea was theirs.
Right.
Ugh.
Yes,
Right.
they always make you sign waivers and things like that, so that they make it seem like it's part of the competition where they need to have the rights so that they're able to like advertise and show it and all that. But essentially, what they're doing is optioning it without having to pay you for it. Well, they
Yep.
pay you, but by a prize. So you're just forfeiting your rights, mechanicals, everything, royalties.
We have Tinfoil Hat
Publishing.
in the chat saying that he needs you to resend him the link, Michael. I think he can. It's not working for him.
Okay, hold on. I'll go send it to him.
If he's on mobile, he might need the link from the mobile app.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because it's bringing him to the Google Play Store.
So yeah, I'm all for making a movie adaptation of the Abductables, and I think maybe we should go. Maybe we should start Moviegate, like Comicsgate, but with independent movies. Fuck the big studios. Let's make our own movies. How's
That's
that?
actually a
Who would
pretty
play
damn good
the main-
idea.
All the
Who would play
campaigns.
the main
that
You
I'm
know
gonna
who
do
else
are-
did that?
Who?
All the
You've
campaigns. Who did it?
Porn?
Oh, never mind.
Hey,
All the
Canals,
campaigns I'm gonna do are just old scripts that I never actually did anything with, like old movie ideas and stuff.
Well, it just so happens as well that Crystal, right? Between the two of us, she and I, we've got enough movie gear to literally start our own studios. We own
that is
so
good
much
news.
gear. What's that?
Do it.
Do it.
Well, yeah,
It's
I'm
the question
playing
if they have
up
the time.
Yeah, no, it's got
I
any
don't
bloody
care if
time.
you have the time.
You were going to say something, Wicked. I think. Sorry, Michael Wicked. You were going to say something.
Oh, sorry. I just because you brought up the movie thing, I just thought it'd be interesting to ask if you had any ideas who you'd want to play for the character of Abductables, like the main guy in the movie version.
Well, I keep
The
saying John
Rock.
Cena. I keep saying John Cena. I don't know. John Cena looks more like the character. Now Dolph Lundgren is
Yeah.
kind of old now.
Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, I actually ran a poll, a Twitter poll, and John Cena won for who
See?
people wanted to see. So, yeah, and obviously The Rock is the biggest star, so that would be awesome, and he's huge. But yeah, John Cena, he's
The
got
bill
the
on that.
Well, of the big muscly meatheads in Hollywood, he's the biggest star.
True.
But
Well, Michael,
Yeah.
how close are you to finishing the script?
for the film,
Yeah.
haven't even started.
Well, that seems.
That's the wrong answer. You're supposed to say it's almost finished, and then not
About
sleep
done.
for like a week and have it done in
Yeah.
5 days.
That's what. Yeah. Canales is right again. Yeah, you're always supposed to say, "I'm almost done." Why do you ask?
Oh,
It's almost finished.
Putting
And then
the
they
final
say,
touches.
and
I
they
don't
say,
think I'm
"Is it
gonna
good?"
survive in Hollywood.
They say, "Is it good?" And you say, "Are you kidding me? Spectacular."
Yeah, they're gonna
But-
take your soft young body and just make wreck of it if he's not touched up and lying.
The point is that if you can get a proper script together, it doesn't, a first draft is fine, and send it to someone who's got, their own production studio. And most of these stars or budding stars, whatever, they all have their own production studios. So if you attach someone to a script, then you're very likely you can get it through to a studio if you can attach an actor to it, right?
Yeah.
So you have to think
I would
about
think
that,
so.
Michael. Yeah.
See, that's why I say John Cena, because he's the smaller guy, and maybe he's looking for for vehicle to become as relevant as The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
So he's more willing than The Rock, because The Rock
Yeah.
has his doom, but John Cena doesn't have his doom. he's doom in the good sense, not in the.
Right.
And he
You know
looks
what
a
I
lot
mean,
more
right?
like your character.
Yeah,
I
as
think
far
so
as
too.
appearance, he's definitely the closest
And
appearance wise for sure.
I would like to see him do it, but then for them to do something with a prosthetic or CGI and widen his eyes a little bit and make him look, more maniac, like how the character looks in the book.
Well, I would
like
get
they
the
did with
script done
Alita.
first.
Yeah.
Well, that's a given.
Before all
obviously,
the
but,
posts, you need the pre.
everyone talks about things they wish they could see, And I'm talking as a fan of it, not the one who's actually doing it.
Well, I don't want to. I also don't want to count out Dave Bautista yet either. He's big with Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's got the comedic chops from there. So,
well, look, mate, that's a really good example because let me tell you this, okay? You can look on Netflix, you can look on all these things, and you can see the movies that he's tanking in right now, right? Have you seen it? He's doing anything that comes across his
exactly.
bloody
So yeah, that's even better because
But my point is, it's all crap. It's all utter nonsense, right? But if he gets your script, he would do it in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he does have that movie coming up with the girl in it, the spy movie. That looks like it might actually be pretty big.
Did any of y'all see the new Blade Runner?
Yeah, I saw it. He's in that too.
Yeah, he did a great job in that.
Yeah,
I was
he was good in that.
surprised.
He's actually a pretty decent actor.
But that role though is similar in some ways to Guardians of the Galaxy for the seriousness or the sort of he doesn't realize, he's not aware of himself. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I would, because I knew him as just a pro wrestler. So when he became an actor, I was kind of wondering how good he would be. And yeah, for Guardians of the Galaxy, it kind of worked out that he was an inexperienced actor because his character was supposed to be kind of awkward. But
exactly, so that worked to his strengths.
Yeah, definitely. But in Blade Runner 2049. 2049. He actually he acted his ass off like in the opening scene. Like I was really impressed.
That's because that opening scene was from the original script. It's decades old. It wasn't written currently. That scene was from the very original Blade Runner, and they chopped it off of the original script and then they reused it in the 2049 version. And so that's why awesome. It's so.
But
so
the
much
original
different.
actor did it much better, though, in my opinion.
Okay.
And Pinful had Nick says that he needs the mobile link. Yes,
okay,
he's gonna miss the best part.
I DM'd
I can get him the mobile link. Oh
yeah. I don't know what to do other than that. If one of y'all could reach out to him. I don't know.
Don't worry, we'll
we'll
dance topless for you if you don't make it here. Don't worry, we'll keep you sad.
Let me talk to him in the DMs real quick. Let's see.
So since you guys bring up Blade Runner, I have this weird relationship with that movie, due to the fact that I think that the first movie's script success, it's a terrible script, but the movie's actually awesome. It's weird.
Well, because filming that movie was a complete insanity. You had an English director with an American crew who were half underwater. They hated each other. That movie was born out of turmoil and madness. And so, and most of it was done on the spot. Rutger Hauer wrote his own portions of the script on the spot.
I always wondered where the whole Tears in the Rain monologue came from, and I can totally see Rutger Hauer writing that.
He wrote it on the spot, on the set, as he was speaking it.
And that's another one who ended up just taking anything.
Well, at a certain point, he was blackballed by Hollywood.
Oh, that part I didn't know, yeah.
Well, because that's what Hollywood does. You make a mistake, you make one mistake, and you're dead in the water.
What did old Rutger do to piss him off?
Yeah.
Yeah, he pissed off some people. Well, because he was a strong individual, strong-minded, very intelligent, very creative, and struck some people the wrong way. There's a lot of jealousy in the world as well. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of reasons.
I did love Blind Fury. I've always loved that movie.
That movie's great. I think it's actually a Satoichi remake, right?
I think I heard that before. I just remember thinking to myself when I saw it, I was young, I was like in my teens, and I was thinking to myself, like, if they made a movie with Daredevil at that point in time, that could have been it. You know what I mean? Like, he played it so well, and the blindness and everything, the way he moved his eyes and listened for stuff, and
yeah,
all the martial, man, it was good. The ninja, man, it was
Rutger Hauer is a fantastic actor. He's one of the most underrated actors of his generation.
Well, he had a very wide-ranging career in Europe before he came to the Americas, right? So that was mostly his career. What we know of it in America is the tail end.
Yeah, Blade Runner is all I know him from.
The Hitman. The Hitcher is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, The Hitcher.
Yeah, I forgot that was him.
Yeah, a lot of people forget that one.
That was a fantastic movie.
I think they did a remake, or they're going to do. I don't know. I think they did do it. And
they did one a while ago.
Yeah, it was
with
trash.
Sean Bean.
That was terrible. That was absolutely terrible beyond belief.
Yeah, it was one of the first times that Sean Bean isn't creepy at all. You want to go clubbing with Sean Bean.
Did he die in that movie too, by any chance?
Oh, he had to.
Right, yeah, he pretty much dies in everything.
Yeah, it is a running joke with Sean Bean. He always dies in all his movies. So I think it's like a fact. Like, he literally dies in every movie.
What they tend to do is they take these old movies, and then when they remake them, they try to, like, the best example I can give is like this new Joker movie, right? In and of itself, without it being about the Joker, seems like a cool movie, like something just to watch. But it's where you take the Joker and now you're trying to, like, psychoanalyze and get deeper in there and give all this detail that was never there, because the less you know about him, it's better for his type of character. So they take characters like that where they had a certain, thing that the events happen, and maybe you didn't get all the answers and you didn't know all this and that, or every little detail, and that's what made the movie great. But as soon as they start doing a remake, they want to put all these things in there that you don't really need to know, and then it just makes the movie horrible.
Which brings me to another Ridley Scott movie, Prometheus.
Oh boy,
I freaking hate Prometheus,
and rightly so.
That is the worst freaking movie ever. Hey, Ro.
Hail, brother, hail.
Hey.
Hail, Ro.
The Centurion, the Master Centurion. Are you a Decurion? What's the correct term for a Centurion?
Oh, man, it's good to hear your voice, Canales. It's fucking good to hear your voice. How you doing, brother?
Say, man, I'm honored to have you here, man.
Right on, brother. Man, we miss you on Twitter. Holy shit. Yeah,
I get that a lot, but Twitter doesn't deserve me. I'm too good for Twitter. I'm on Gab now.
You're on Gab? What's it like over there?
It's quiet. It's full of actual natties talking to themselves. Yeah, I'm actually working. I barely network.
Working, girl.
Good for you, brother. Good for you, man. Fantastic, man. I'm looking forward to your book, I gotta say. And you got a second book coming out. No, what's the other one called, man? Necromancers or something?
Yeah, Necromancer Tombstone Blues. The story about the necromancer hunting goblins and zombies and stuff in a techno-magical metropolis. Really cool.
Nice. Right on, brother.
Yeah, I love that costume, dude, and that mask is awesome.
Yeah, thanks, man. I actually designed it
on
the
this?
spot.
A cold piece.
Yes.
Introduce yourself.
A Cold Piece, writer of Johnny's Law. It's going to be done, artwork by Canales.
Wow. Right on, man. So you're another one of Canales' co-conspirators.
Yeah.
Hail, brother.
more, I would say more acolyte, more so.
He has a lot
Right
of
on, man.
conspirators and acolytes and followers and such.
Canals, you're moving up.
Yeah, I mean,
Canals has his own harem at this point.
It's amazing when you're not on Twitter.
it's all dudes, but don't worry, I'm not particular because I fall in love with personalities, not genders.
I'm his top bitch.
Holy fuck, man. The gender thing, that doesn't quit, man. I remember you telling us about Basque, about how over there, on your 13th birthday, you've actually got to sleep with the same gender to graduate from high school.
Yeah, that's part for the course here. You have to kill a bear and fuck a guy.
I don't know which one's harder, dude. Yeah.
They're both
At that
equally
moment,
hard.
everybody puts their finger in their collar and rings it like,
You get the right guy, you can do both in one shot.
Hail, man, it's Dex. How you doing, brother?
Good, how are you, Roby?
I'm
Gaylord.
doing good, babe. Just call me Roro.
Roseph?
No, just call me Roro, man. I'm in
Roro,
sort of like,
Robert.
I'm in a gay mood, man. Just call me Roro.
Just call him
Roro
Dave.
Robert.
That's what he likes.
Wow.
Hey,
Also,
Wow, man.
hail Pando, we didn't welcome you properly to our orgy.
yes.
Yes,
Hey, Pan.
Welcome to the
Thanks
orgy.
for having me, guys. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
congratulations on
Grab a loin.
Abductables, man. Thank you
Thanks,
for the
Pan.
invite.
Yeah, Pan was backer number 2, if I'm correct.
Yeah, man.
So
Whoa.
I really
Even number
appreciate
one.
You
that.
gotta up his volume, man, because I can't hardly hear Pan. Pan, you gotta
Oh,
fix
shit.
your new
Yeah.
headset, brother. It's
Yeah, let me
not
get
working
my
on it.
headphones.
Turn
Yeah.
the levels up,
Let me
man.
work it out here.
Pan's is too low and Rose is too high.
It's for Fortnite only. That's
I'm gonna do my first control room thingy, guys. So bear with me. Okay.
Yeah. Of course, man. Of course. How about yourself, Bob? How you doing, Bob?
Doing all right, bro. Been actually trying to get you on a couple times last week, actually.
This last week?
Ooh.
What's that? Oh, that's right.
Whoa.
At the sorry, what was that? Now you guys arranged the Fandom Menace thing, no?
No, it's actually just me trying to be the peacekeeper as always, trying to get people on the same page. Even though half the time I feel like
Bob, is that for Meeting of the Minds?
I'd like to get for sure Rowan for Meeting of the Minds. Love to get like Ethan on, always Canales. Like most people, I'm like, come on, Meeting of the Minds is everybody meets, everybody gets along, for if nothing else.
They mind fuck each other.
That's what I love about Bob is, he in Comicsgate there's a lot of disagreements, but Bob is always willing to talk to anybody. So I always love that about him.
I like Bob Jones, man. I like Bob Jones. I mean, he's my kind of guy, I got to say. I remember that time you came up on our show. That shit was hilarious, man.
I try. Just
Yeah,
thinking
he
on the
did
fly, character is difficult.
Were you?
Yeah.
Were you talking about the reticuloids on War Campaign?
Yes,
That's right.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Very much so. Because quite frankly, when you got to deal with the Soar and the reticuloids, you need to remember that the reticuloids
I can imagine your characters, man, in Abductables, the main protagonist talking like that as he tears apart these alien scum.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about if there's ever an Abductables movie, Bob should be in it as like an Alex Jones type of character. Like the conspiracy theory guy talking about the reticuloids.
Yeah, Bob should play like a Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I mean, Bob could play the main character. Let's be honest.
He's taller.
No,
than Tom Cruise.
I don't know about that. I mean, come on, let's be realistic. Maybe if we give him a cycle of steroids, but I mean, you need like a Dolph Lundgren in his prime or something to play
That's
your
exactly
character.
what I said.
No, we can hire a bodybuilder and then CGI Bob's head on him, and then that way we
Hey,
can
hey,
use
do
his
Canales
acting
and-
skills.
for the sake of the art, I'm willing to put the time in the gym, especially if someone's sitting there kicking me in the ass to get me to do it. It's like, no, dragging me from my computer. No,
No, guys, I have a plan. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take my insanely muscular body, and
There
we're
we go.
going to have one of Jean-Luc's CGI friends from Hollywood CGI Bob's face on my face, and we're going to have this Comicsgate created monstrosity. And
You'll be
it's
a
going,
live meme.
Yes, yes,
Perfect.
it's gonna kill it, guys. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a
Well, you
success.
saw 300, right? Like none of those guys were as muscly as they were.
Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly.
you
Right.
got a hot
Really?
body.
I know.
You got a
I know
hot
you're
body.
whacking it to 300, Ro.
I do
But
have
those
a
were all
hot
fake
body, thank you.
muscles.
I don't
Are you
know, man. I
serious,
don't know.
man? It's sex.
Yeah, they CGI'd a lot of the muscles
Holy
on
crap.
300.
My life is a lie. I didn't know that.
Well, so we can just do that with Canales.
I love
Yeah, I
Just-
mean,
the
that
elite
was
so you know-
fast physique.
Just so you know,
Can't be
none
denied.
of my muscles are CGI. They're just
What?
kind of hidden under a layer of fat, but it's necessary to survive out here.
It's kind of like
Beautiful.
CGI in a way.
Well,
You know?
Yeah.
It is. It is.
I mean, bro, you're pretty jacked as well. Maybe we could use you as a bodybuilder.
yeah.
I don't know. These days, man, to be honest, man, it's you know what happens when you're married and you're happy and you're eating chicken fingers. I'm sorry, chicken tendies.
You're getting a little
He
soft,
frequents
bro.
attendees.
Yeah, man, I gotten soft in the middle, man, and it's like I got all these people now on the internet. They're like, "Ro, do a bathtub stream, and we want to see you in the bathtub." And I'm all like, "Yeah, babe, I know, but."
Think that meme's not coming?
I mean, you have denied the request to stream without your shirt, so don't think we didn't notice that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're more than willing to have your profile pic with you without a shirt, but when it comes to a live demonstration, you're a little shy.
Well,
Cheers, nobody
lately,
cares.
to be perfect, before, man, it wasn't that long ago. Maybe about 8 months ago, I was in pretty good condition. But right now, it's just, man, it's this comic skate. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, it's not.
RBCC
Yeah, man.
is
Yeah, blame
getting
it
to
on
you.
Comic Skate.
I
Blame
I
war,
got-
war
More
campaign.
campaign.
blame Caesar.
I got you beat, bro.
Calling on BCC, Rainbow Brute. I blame Caesar.
I got you beat, bro. I quit smoking.
Oh.
Oh, how long? How long
I'm
have you
at like 8.5 months now.
been?
Wow.
I'm on like
congrats,
8.5
man.
hours.
It's like, believe me, I as soon as I quit smoking, it's like I went from finally get back to my ideal weight was back to like 150, 155. And then I quit smoking and now I'm back up to like 200. I'm like, motherfucker.
Bob, let me stand up, Bob. Stand up, Bob. I want to see you, brother.
Here he goes.
Turn around and do a spin for us.
See that Johnny roll?
Yeah, man.
Do not make fun of his belly. That's what we a gladiator armor. It makes your inner organs harder to puncture.
Yeah, it's insulation for the
Exactly.
cold.
You
That's
do
what
well
it's
in a
about,
spear
bro.
fight.
Holy
You go
crap.
bullfight with that.
I just want my abs back, man. Just want my abs back. This is bullshit.
I
For
know,
what?
I
You
know.
can still get stabbed and die.
Oh, they never left. They're just hiding in shame.
They're just there.
Yeah.
They're there.
Yes, because I was a damn quitter.
Just got to work your core, man.
We got
And now he's gotten it, and he literally quit.
we got tinfoil hat
Rage
in the
quit.
room. Hey
Yes.
man, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? How are you?
Nick.
Good. I'm
Hey,
glad that
brother.
link finally worked. Michael from Wicked got me the right link to send you, so I'm glad you could come in.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. That was getting a little difficult and frustrating. Phones were about to start flying and words were about to be said.
We don't want to
Yeah, I've had
piss
that
you off,
problem a
so
lot.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's crowded in here and the strippers aren't coming. I don't know what to do.
Is there like a limit to how many people can be in here?
Yes.
What?
No
Yeah.
idea.
It's 10, isn't it?
I'm willing
Okay.
to
10 or
try.
11, I think.
Are we
Okay.
at our limit yet? Because I thought I saw Narwhal for a second, but
Yeah, I thought I saw his name pop up.
It
He
did.
got
I
kicked.
thought I saw
Hitting
it.
our wall in here. Did he tell you about his modified Nerf guns?
I was
Those
watching
things
that
are
stream,
awesome.
dude. Yeah,
Those are
man.
amazing.
I haven't
Yes.
got. What's going on with the streams? Because y'all keep taking down the war campaign streams. I didn't get a chance to see
Oh,
Narwhal on
man.
there.
He's uploading
You know
it
what?
on
Well, it's on our back. That one's
Pornhub.
on our backup channel.
Poor
Bro,
man.
You got to promote the backup channel. I don't even know where it is, but yeah, I wanted
He's
to see that
advertising on
appearance.
Pornhub.
Yeah, you know what it is, man? It's like the last month and a half, we just started getting a little bit too excessive. You know what I mean? There was something about it, brother. The RBCC. We just we got really blue dolphin.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you saying you're
Next
ashamed
level
of
of
what you've done?
ridiculousness.
Yes,
Some of it,
exactly.
yes, yeah.
There were some super chats that shouldn't have maybe been read, but the super chats. You got to do what you got to do for the money.
No. We can't blame the super chatters.
Yeah.
Once money is involved, some level of degeneracy is inevitable.
Yeah, no, that is
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
Absolutely. I mean,
thumbs off.
but
yeah.
we like the degeneracy up to a level, but we've just been too I don't know how I say retarded lately.
Yeah. What I want to do is I want to get one of those alt-right milkers on our stream.
Oh, there you go. You already got a furry.
We had a furry yesterday.
I'm afraid to even ask what an alt-right milker is.
You don't want to know. Like if you can't guess from the name, you really don't want to know.
Oh God.
she's
I have an idea.
John De La Rosa's
I hope. Oh God.
Yeah, the milk queen.
Oh
God. Yes, the milk
the
queen.
lovely milk queen.
Dan Marshall loves her.
We should do an Indiegogo if we can get Dan and her on a date.
Oh, that'd be like
Yeah.
And now I know why you're taking the streams down.
Manisek, I got a question for you, Manisek, now that I got you here, brother. So, I mean, like, you know what? How did you get your name?
Toast of London.
Banging. By banging.
Yeah.
He loves to bang.
By banging. I love to sex.
He's an erotic man, that's why.
I love my wife and I love my sex.
There you go.
Well, hey,
he's a one-woman.
You're married. There's nothing wrong with that.
And the 8 kids that such actors produce is just something that it just par for the course.
Yeah, the penicillin and kill that.
He likes to spread his seed around. Let's be honest.
Man, we should bring Ty in here, man.
Ty?
Johnny Jesse.
Where's Ty? Tyrone.
Yeah, where's Ty?
I should say.
That's a question. The chat is crowded to Ty's in the chat.
Is he in the chat?
Yeah, God is in the chat. Black Russian
Bob
is in the chat.
Tyler
Akuma.
said
Hail Black.
I don't think he's going to be able to make
Hail
it.
Black Russian.
Holy shit.
We got Prey in there? Hail Prey. Shit.
I am going to do the
up.
Indiegogo for the Celine Dion concert so we can all see it. War campaign field trip.
Sweet. I am there for that.
The Courage Tour. She had like 6 farewell tours after she divorced that octogenarian after he got ball cancer, and then she decided to do a tour again for some reason after 10 years after the guy dies. It's like the money's not there anymore or something.
And that's exactly why, probably.
Rocking the turkey neck tour.
Oh, that's some serious turkey neck, man. She's
Are
a
there
geisha,
any,
that shit.
Are there any filmmakers in the war campaign? I want to. If y'all ever do like a war campaign retreat, you got to film it and make a documentary.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit
Bro,
about
just
that. Like
imagine
a
that.
field trip in
I don't
Rose
want
Red
to.
Van. Rose Red Van.
We're just gonna go to a bathhouse mainly.
I want Michael
work it
Derrick
out.
to be in the center. You know what I mean? I want him to be the center of our circle, our cult circle in the woods.
I mean, if it's in the woods, that's one thing. As long as it's not in the bathhouse, I don't.
You know, we all
wanna
chant.
Oh,
Yeah, babe. Don't worry about it, babe. We all chant together.
We have
We're
like
all
a
gonna share
ceremonial
one
site,
outhouse.
and then we have like a treehouse.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if I'd feel comfortable getting in that red van.
Come on, Michael.
If anyone ever got to film that, it's going to be like a cross between Borat and Two Girls One Cup, something like that.
I love Borat.
Read the chat. Read the chat. Canals, you got to read the chat, man.
Got some turkeys in there.
Michael
Derrick gang bang. There you
Is that a
go.
stretch goal on the
Gangbang,
campaign?
question mark.
Oh, you guys are really freaking gay, man. I swear. You want to see gay? Oh, listen here, sweetie. You ain't seen gay. I will go full gay on your ass. I will make you-
No, that is an accurate Renfamus impersonation, man. I'll have you know.
No, that's a RuPaul Drag Race impersonation right there. That's not just regular gay. That's like full show gay.
I love it.
Actually,
It's old school gay.
I base my my gay guy impersonation off of a guy I've known since like high school, and that's how he acts. Like, girl, I'll show you who's number one, bitch. Don't make me have to go all psycho on your ass. Oh, girl.
I usually base mine off my dad.
You know what, Bob? I got to say, you are sort of one of those sensual gentlemen that the ladies love and that men want to be you and women want you. Am I right, brother?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what happened with me. I so got all the right genetics. Just saying, I come from good stock. Good stock.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
Hail.
I know you do.
Get that on a
Hail,
t-shirt.
brother,
Good stock.
I saw Tyler pop up. I don't know if he can you see like when people are trying to get in the stream?
I'm dying. So freaking chaotic. It's full of shit.
That was
I
horrifying.
can understand half of the shit it's going on here. I feel so old.
Yeah. I saw Tyler and Narwhal.
Narwhal's
Too
in
many
the house.
margaritas.
Hail, Narwhal. Hail, brother.
Hail, Narwhal. Brian, the observer, is in the
Narwhal's
chat
in the
too.
chat. Oh,
He's observing. He's
Narwhal is,
mansplaining.
alright.
Yes. I bet the
Brian,
day
you
of the
mansplainer.
drag shows and
Okay,
forced to
hail
work.
Brian.
Are you're forced to work on gay shows,
Now-
Brian? Oh shit.
Oh,
Sorry,
wow.
what was that? I was talking about gay shows with Brian.
Gay shows.
Gay shows.
Women want to be you. Men want to be inside you.
That is gay.
Actually, the Canales clan has a thing with gay men. We actually have to swat gay men off, or they really like for some reason. I guess it's the whole bear.
It's because you're just such an alpha that all the gay men are just like, I need me some of that.
That's that hot Spanish blood, yeah.
Exactly.
It is said that much like Alexander's horse, wherever a Canales steps on, bodily hair grows from the ground.
Well, the Greeks invented sex, and then the Romans invented sex with women.
Fucked up.
Well, before all that, before all that, we basques were
consider
kissing the back holes of goats. So yeah, you're probably right.
Oh yes.
There's only so much warmth to go around in the world, so they gotta attract something.
So, Matasek, tell me, what's your
John
favorite?
Maiden would say, it's okay if it's a werewolf.
Oh man.
Yeah, and genitals.
Taking the back hole.
What are you saying, Rob?
Werewolf.
He's having a moment right now.
Ro, you having an aneurysm?
Yeah.
What were you saying?
No.
You smell toast, my friend?
Show us your hands.
Good, brother. I'm good, man. You know what I'm doing right now? Should I tell you what I'm doing right now?
No.
Do we want to know? Do we want to know?
I get tossed.
I'm
Don't
sitting
turn
in my
on the-
car.
Barking.
I'm
What are you
sitting in
doing?
my car because inside of my house, I got my wife, I got my mother, I got my sister-in-law, I got her husband, I got 2 of their kids, I got 4 of my kids. I'm fucking
Oh,
shit,
shit.
man. I'm sitting in my car right now talking to you guys.
Oh my god.
It's running, right?
Take us in the house with you.
Drive away.
Your car's running, right?
Yeah.
Just go.
No, it's not running.
Feeling a
But
little
you,
lightheaded?
you guys are actually making more sense than what's inside of there, if you know what I mean.
Wow.
The madhouse, right?
Now, like one.
Women and children will make a man nuts.
Yes.
Why don't you think ancient man?
In-laws.
Why don't you think the ancient man? But the men always was out doing the hunting, the gathering, things like that, and the women were in the cave with the children, and this persisted
And
throughout
the
time.
goats.
All right, and this persisted throughout time up until modern day times, and now, see, we've become so convenient. The man no longer has an escape away from the wife in the cave.
How
You got it,
toxic.
brother.
The man
Got
cave,
it.
bro.
Ro, do you have a man cave?
Well, I got a basement and I got my own room, right? Because I don't want like my wife sort of. Yeah, you guys are laughing. I'm not
That's
kidding
a man
around. Man.
cave. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's not get good Wi-Fi down there.
Yeah. No, I don't shave that.
No, man, it's
Make
too
it
much.
into your man cave. You gotta make it into your man cave.
I always
and then
wanted a
hunker down.
basement. We don't have basements
Shut
in
the door.
Texas.
You don't have what?
Mm.
Basement.
We don't have basements in Texas. I always
We don't
wanted
have
one.
basements in Florida either.
You know what, Michael? Why don't you come over to my place? You can stay in my basement for a bit.
You'd be a basement
But would I
dweller.
be able to
can make
leave?
it into
That's
a
the real
man
question.
cave.
Probably
You know,
not.
we can
No.
reenact. We can reenact the Abductables.
All I gotta say
Panel
is,
for panel.
Michael is going to turn you into John Benet Ramsey.
Probe for probe.
all I gotta say is, bro has a hole already dug for you. System, hold it up. He's gonna be like, it puts the lotion on the skin. Do it now.
He just likes kids.
What are these chains for? That's what I want to know.
His sausage.
To get to know you
You're a
better,
bad
brother.
boy.
And Tyler is in the house. I'm willing to
Hey,
bet
Tyler.
how much we can stretch this hangout.
What's going on? What's
Yeah, we
happening?
can
Tyler?
stretch it beyond
Hell.
8 people watching.
Hell.
And 8 of those
What's going
people
on?
is that us?
Yeah, I think so.
I got
Rose in his car, having it running in the garage while he's talking.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully
Sounds
he doesn't
good,
have
right?
the
That carbon
windows open.
monoxide. You know.
Yeah.
Pass
He's
out, man.
hiding from the in-laws.
He's describing Dolph Lundgren with the head of a horse and the body of a whale.
Oh, nice.
That's a lovely
I'm
image.
Tyler, I'm trying to figure out, man, who's hotter, Michael Derrick or Man of Sex?
Michael
Mm,
Derrick, for sure.
They
Man
both
of
need to
Sex.
turn they both need to
Those,
turn their cams on.
pheromones.
It's not fair to having to making him choose. That's not fair.
Michael Derrick or Man of Sex.
I definitely have less financial pull.
I mean, you must be Man of Sex must be a good-looking man. I mean, otherwise, how could he have all that sex?
Exactly.
Money, super
good
chat. That's how it gets up.
Exactly. Tell that to Ron Jeremy.
He did become a soft rock god today.
I was.
Aguma
So
says,
when do you
"Don't
guys-
go into Rose basement, you'll end up a sausage." I feel like there's a possibility.
That's about right.
All right, you guys got to answer a question
They'll
for me.
kill
So tell me, man. I mean, you're putting out Abductables. When are you guys thinking to ship?
Well, I set the delivery for August, but I overestimated, so it should be in people's hands before then. I think it's gonna, now that the campaign's over, I think it's gonna take a little less than a week to get the funds actually deposited into my account. After which point, I can start ordering shipping supplies and everything. And in the meantime, we're going to be finalizing the print files and everything. So once and I'm going to be keeping people posted like every step of the way. So, but once everything is finalized, we'll be able to order the comics. So
Right on.
I think probably in the next couple months for sure.
I know one of my boys, he's going to fucking love it, man. I mean, this guy, he loves that kind of ultra violence, you know what I mean? He's that comic violence. I could just, I can see this kid. But have you read a comic called The Ninjak?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Oh
from
yeah, I
Valiant.
love that.
Right? That's, I mean, that ultra violence, the kids just get off on that stuff. That's just,
Yeah, it's
ticket,
like
man.
I think it's like the perfect comic for like a teenage boy or like a young, like any boy is gonna just love the Abductables because it's just pure ridiculous, over the top violence.
Yeah, I was
Who doesn't
thinking.
love
I was
that?
constantly thinking about Lobo and Simon Beasley while I was drawing. You know.
Yeah,
Lobo, yeah, for sure. Fuck yeah.
Like classic Lobo, like not the goth. Mind you, this is
Oh
comic.
yeah. No, not the goth emo teen that they tried to swap for in 2014, something like that. I think.
Mm-hmm. It's like no,
Yeah.
dude, you give us goths a bad name. You need to fuck off. Nobody liked you. Go cry in a corner somewhere else.
Yeah,
Just
Bob,
say-
you're a goth, brother?
I've been.
He's open.
He's a Visigoth.
Yeah, but see,
Openly.
there's a difference between the
Because like
emo
now
and
it's past the 90s, so you know.
Yeah, you have
everyone
to be
had to
openly
go back.
goth.
Yeah, everyone had to go back in now that you know.
No, I'm
The stragglers.
all black all the time, 24/7. I don't give a damn. I still
There
got my
you go.
punch coats and everything. The only thing I don't do and I've never done is like the makeup, the nail polish, things like that. My whole thing with that is it's like, look, dude, you're goth, not a bitch. I'm just saying.
You and I, man, we're similar. I'm wearing a black leather trench coat right now.
I'm
With
sorry.
nothing on underneath, I hope.
No, man.
No, butt naked.
He's not. This is not Saints Row. He's not in Stillwater or Steelport, running around. Flusher.
No, it's because, you know, for me, man, it was sort of like, I mean, I see myself as a cross between, you know, the Matrix and Nicolas Cage. Does that make any sense?
Oh, so you're like Grandma's boy. That makes sense
which
now.
Nicolas Cage are we talking about? Are we talking Con Air or
Yeah.
Kick ass.
I see more in Matrix Reloaded mixed with Boys First Time.
Now that you mention it, the Matrix would be so much better with Nicolas Cage playing like all the parts in it.
All the parts.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is better with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, like the clumps.
Exactly.
Yes, all the parts.
The cage tricks.
Why do I just get a shot? It's like, you're the one. Whoa. So you did that crazy eyes. Whoa.
Whoa, Bill.
You know, we were having this conversation.
Let me interrupt with a special announcement. I just backed Abductables.
Oh,
hell, brother, hell.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Appreciate
you're welcome.
You know what? A cold piece for me, brother. As soon as I saw that thing coming out, I was like, I mean, I got in on that, and even I probably got in the first 30 minutes, and I was still number 13. I was like, it's rare for me, to be honest, because there's so many books out there that I'm like, yeah, you know what? I like you as a person, but I'm not really super hyped about your book. But this kind of book, I was like, man, you know, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I want to be taken away to another land and probed, you know what I'm saying? And then fight my way out of that.
You could just fight your way out before that happens?
Yeah, you know, I'm just saying,
You don't
like,
maybe just halfway probed.
I'm not kidding. Listen, guys, I'm not kidding around.
Well, wait a minute, though. Hold on, wait. Now, but I gotta know who's saying it, though. Is it Ro Kabir or is it Roro? Which one is speaking?
Good question.
Roro is soft. He's sweet. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you know, he wants to get to know you, and he'll say anything to get you in bed.
Wait a minute, that's both, isn't it?
No, not at all.
I'm not really seeing it.
Where does Bobby Kubar fit into all this?
Bobby Kubar is not me, man. That's a Bangladeshi guy. That's another dude.
But he's related to you, right?
Well, I mean, all the brown people are related if you go far back enough. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
we all come.
Everyone is if you go far enough back, but
well, it's evolution, right? We all come from one brown monkey.
Oh.
Not according to Doug Tenable.
That's the fact.
I think Doug's ears are burning.
I'm telling you, man. Look, I never told you guys this story, but I actually escaped from being probed one time.
By an alien or a human?
You told that story. What are you talking about?
Did I?
He's told that story many times.
Oh, shit.
Which time?
Like every night.
Getting caught in the gay bar does not count. Getting caught in the gay bar
time it happens.
So, man, I'm telling you, they wanted to. This nurse, man, I had gotten hammered, drunk. Anyhow, long story short, I'm in the hospital, and this nurse, she knows I'm hammered. She knows I'm drunk, and just to piss me off, right, she's like, you can't leave the hospital until we check your back hole for superbugs.
What?
Yep.
Superbugs?
I'm also
what she
sure
said
that
to me.
that's the exact terminology that she used. Superbugs.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
whoa. I tell my wife, I'm like, babe, you know what? Just distract her for a minute. And I fucking ran out of that hospital, man. I'm telling you, man, I didn't have shoes on, and I ran out of that hospital.
It's like 28 days later, just running down the street in a hospital gown.
Exactly.
Lets his ass
Somehow
breathe.
it felt natural to him to be without shoes.
Man,
That's why Abductables resonates with you so much.
That's what it is.
You've
They
lived
check in, but they don't check out.
That's right. The only difference is that
Hotel California.
I mean, your protagonist, he tears everybody apart, right? I mean, I didn't do that. I just ran like a bitch out of the fucking hospital.
It'll be a good wish fulfillment for you. It's what you wish you would have done.
Were they checking for Ebola in your butthole?
I don't know. They're just fucking with me, man. They're just fucking with me.
Man.
Oh shit.
Did they give you a catheter?
Oh, actually, they did give me a catheter, and I woke up drunk, and I had a
before that.
Yeah, I had a rubber. Imagine this: you wake up, you don't know what a catheter is, and you just drank, most of a bottle of vodka. And when you're used to drinking beer, right? You're young, right? You're young and dumb, and you're in there, and you see this rubber hose coming out of your japai, right? And you're just like, the fuck is going on?
Holy fuck!
Did you pull the other end and try to suck out of it?
No, so what? Fuck off, man, Zach. You fucking degenerate. I'm there. I'm drunk, man, and I'm yanking on this thing.
The 17th level of hell.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm yanking on it, and I'm telling this. I go, "What have you done to me? Take this out of me, or I'm going to rip off my own dick."
Yeah, I think I would.
I've never had one, but I hear it's bad.
There are ways of being out.
A catheter is kind of like a probe in your pee hole.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that.
See, that's the one thing I don't like about getting old.
Catheters.
You want to know what's
I
the worst?
don't ever want to be that kind of old where I need a catheter. Oh my god!
You wanna know what's the worst part about catheters? Finding out that there's an anesthetic for that after they used it on you. And that's all I'm saying.
There's an app for that.
I didn't even know. I didn't know what it was. You know what I mean? I never had heard of this thing that you would insert through this urethra, into my womb. I imagine. I think they'd put a balloon in my womb.
Was there a point?
Was that before or after your OBGYN left?
What I want to know is, was there actually a point to it? Was there actually a point to it, or was it just Canadian Social Security?
They're just having fun, brother. My battery's going, man. I'll be back in a bit, eh? I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Hail, brothers.
Look at all that. Yeah.
And
sorry,
I
gotta go.
All right, Bob.
It's okay, man. Take care.
Thanks,
and
Bob.
Mike Murphy's here.
Yes.
Hey, Mike Murphy.
Hey, Mike.
How you doing?
Welcome. Thanks for coming on, man.
Of course. Hey, both of you guys, congrats.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate that, and congrats to you as well, Samurai and Dinosaur.
Here goes the circle jerking.
Shut up, man. It's sex. Don't ruin this.
And congrats to you, and to you. Congrats to you. No, congrats to you.
I mean, we could get back to the
should totally retitle this to Circlej3rk.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna do that.
No, you're cute. No, you.
No, you hang up first. No, you hang up.
I was gonna ask.
Congrats,
Mike,
man of sex, for being you.
I'm assuming there's
I
no
struggle every
catheters
day.
in samurai and dinosaurs. I don't think they invented those yet in feudal Japan.
No. They tried, but no. Like, what? Am I pitching now? What am I doing?
We're just trying to get back to the catheter talk.
Okay.
No. No more.
Yeah, for some
I
reason
gotta
the
empty my
conversation-
bag. 1 second.
See, that's what all that urethra talk does to you.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, I
That
came
really
in
is horrible,
right in the
though.
middle of something about a catheter. What's going on?
Yeah, what happens when you do coke through your penis?
We heard all about fun stories about that. Yeah.
Okay.
It was
Now,
lovely.
correction. Roe was telling us fun stories about
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Never, ever,
That's a
ever.
good- that's
going
a good
drinking with
distinction.
that dude ever.
Yeah, he was telling us
it
about
sounds
how,
like a
yeah, how about apparently Canadian Social Security people like to hand drunks on the street and insert stuff into their bodies for fun.
Yeah, see if they have Ebola.
Which I don't find hard to believe.
And in San Francisco
Superbug.
He relates to
AKA
the
Little
Abductables.
Canada.
You never want to get that drunk, man. That's too much.
What they say about SF, that the streets are lined with human poop, that really is true. The one time we visited, my wife stepped right in it.
Oh,
horrible.
Disgusting. That's terrible.
I hope she threw
Imagine
away the shoes.
being drunk in a town like that.
Yeah.
No, I'll
You're
pass.
most definitely gonna step in it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
like-
think you can live in a town like that and be sober for what it's worth.
No. I've been drunk there many a time for what it's worth as well.
We were in and out of that place in 3 days and swore we would never go back.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
you
saw
couldn't- you
footage of
couldn't pay
people
me to
going
go
into
there.
the hotels. Like, what is going on out there?
Yep.
I live practically like 30 minutes away from it, so it's yeah, I definitely know what you mean.
Yeah, there's like a hepatitis outbreak because of all the poop in the streets, like from homeless people. Like it's really
Yeah,
disgusting.
in the streets.
Yeah, there's a lot of homeless people. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, stay out of the Tenderloin.
Promised land for the homeless.
Hey, Canales, I posted in the group chat a little earlier. You did a Decimators cover first, and I just wanted to talk about it because it's a totally cool homage to the Jawbreakers cover that
Yes,
EBS
yes.
did.
Some of us like to call it a ripoff, but yeah, it's really a homage.
No way, it's not a ripoff. What?
I thought you said a rape off.
And demonetized.
That's what happens when you bring Rowan, cat.
You gotta be monetized.
Man.
Monetized. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you can't demonetize the poor.
It's for a good cause after all. So.
I actually retitled this Circlej3rk, so my options of being monetized are astronomically low now. But who cares? Fuck YouTube. Fuck the system.
Fuck you. Yes, says the guy who's drawing every book in Comicsgate.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm not gonna be unemployed ever again.
I mean, they've already banned you on Twitter. What's the worst they can do, right?
I don't
I know, right?
Tumblr account.
Well, I'll let you know. They can. I'm not afraid of them doxing me because to have them, swat me, they will have to deal with the comically lazy Spanish police force first.
Yeah, exactly.
They would be like, hey, this dude is wielding a gun and he's holding his family hostage, and they would be like. they would be like, wait, is it his family? Isn't it someone else's family? How big is the gun? Is it a revolver? And they will be like 3 hours before.
Yeah, exactly. I was
themselves.
gonna say that 3 hours late.
They better. Well, they also need to be careful if they want to come messing with Spain because I hear Super Lopez is flying around the sky constantly. For those that don't know,
go ahead. Explain.
No. I just saw it on Netflix. It's basically like the Spanish version of Superman, except like very funny. And he basically from the time that he was a baby has a full grown mustache, and it can't be removed. Like it can be removed, but then it grows right back a second later.
Oh, so like the Santa Claus.
Yeah, and he wears this suit. It's supposed to be made from material that was inside of his little baby ship, but it just doesn't quite fit him right. And the way that you make him get stronger is by insulting him, telling him how much he sucks as a superhero.
This is on Netflix now.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I watched it. It was pretty good.
Excellent.
Yeah, I recommend you. I recommend you guys to watch it because it's a good insight on what it means in Spanish. Because there's a bit in which the guy's basically Superman. He's like super strong and super fast and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And his dad tells him, "Kid, you're in Spain. If you so much stand out, they're gonna crush you. The only way of being happy here is to
be
never
like
stand
everybody
out.
else."
Yeah, just be mediocre. Don't stand.
And I like the one bit where he's talking to the girl that ends up liking him, but she's like working at his office now. She just started, and she talks about how superheroes are only American, and that Spain would never have a superhero, and it's ridiculous because she says we don't even have a word for superhero, and because it's super heroes, you know, it's like heroes, like it's just a word said in a Spanish way, you know what I mean? So you know that made me laugh because I was like thinking about I knew the word and I was like, wow, you know, it makes sense. And she goes, who's your worst enemy? Punctuality?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I gotta say, this is as an adaptation, this is far superior to Man of Steel. That's all I'm saying.
What is this called again?
Hombre of Steel.
Super Lopez.
Super Lopez.
All right.
I'm trying to screen share the link you send me, Wicked guys, and I'm failing because I'm such a boomer. But give me a second.
Boomering.
Oh my god.
But
Boomering 101 by Canales.
may I say, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page for both the comic and the movie, and like if I look at the guy that they got to play the movie version actually does look like a realistic version of the way the comic characters portrayed.
Yeah.
Like it's like okay, this looks legit.
Oh,
And
yeah,
apparently there's even a 2003 animated short.
Well, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird seeing that.
Oh,
Sorry.
dang. Looks like Super Mario.
Yeah, and it's I got a Super Mario thing going on. I was
Super
going to
Mario
say that
Lopez.
as a side note, as a fun fact, I went clubbing with the guys who made Super Lopez because that's how small. Yeah, that's how small the Basque movie industry is because those guys are actually Basque. The guys who made it.
Maybe they can make the Abductables movie.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna say no because they're raging SJWs on social media.
Jesus!
They would probably hire.
No, girl.
Yeah, man. I'm one of the few non SJW. Well, I'm not going to say Spanish pros because I'm not really a pro or a Spanish. I'm actually an American.
You're getting paid. You're a pro.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'll take that. I'll take that.
You're being paid.
That's
You're
what
pro
it
for
means,
remorse.
literally.
Yo, can you guys see this?
Oh, yeah. There's the Wicked cover for
I
Decimators.
saw it for a second.
Oh,
there it is.
nice.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
I like that.
It's totally
It's like Attack on Titan.
Yeah, you can totally
Yeah.
see it's a layout. This is an homage to that.
That's awesome.
Hopefully, it would.
Can we get it? Can we get it locked on screen? Because I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, to click his little.
Yeah. Present to everyone. How about now?
Yep, you're presenting to everyone.
Be presented with my artwork, guys.
And now this one has 3 issues in one, as opposed to 2 issues like we've been doing in the past.
Yeah, because I found out that the 2 other issues were kind of short, and I don't want my readers to feel like I'm ripping them off. There's already Marvel and DC for that.
It's gonna be extra thick.
Assuming they're reading.
Who, Marvel?
Yeah, you get a point there. I think we can all agree that these motherfuckers don't actually read what the comics if they buy it, they won't read.
Yeah, even their own stuff they don't read.
No.
Oh, did you guys see that dude making a review of Astonishing Gators?
No, I only saw yours.
That's the right one to watch. But this guy was like, I really like the art, and I really like the jokes, and it was real funny. The only thing is that maybe it should be more tragic and less funny because these guys are really dangerous. But overall, it was a good comic. Motherfucker, you didn't even read it, idiot.
Because they don't actually read
SJW
comics.
review.
Yeah.
Reading is hard work, man. You have
It
to
is.
use your brain and your imagination, and SJW doesn't like to do that.
They don't
That
want
was
that
simply a
imagination.
gotcha. That's all it was. It was instead of just actually saying, see, this means this shows how they are. It's a perfect characterization or caricature or whatever. Instead, it's just like, oh yeah, that's good. It was a very passive gotcha.
We should have backed
There
the
is
book.
something pretty ableist about being able to read. I don't think SJWs appreciate that.
Yeah, they
Well,
don't like
speaking-
literacy.
Speaking of parodies, when that whole issue came up with the drawing that what was his name, Pedro did, or gosh, I can't remember if his name, what his name is.
Milo Manera or
no. The one who drew the one with the blue hair and on one of the shows, the live streams recently, and everybody thought it. They came after him about why are you drawing Ren, and which didn't look anything like Ren. But
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
It's no longer Ren. It's Orca Famous. Come on now.
Right, but the thing about that is that at the same time that they were saying all that, the likeness and you didn't ask permission. They didn't ask permission to do Astonishing Gators and somebody else who did a book where they drew, 100% drew Ethan,
right,
almost exact likeness and everything. They didn't ask for
Just
permission.
imagine a world in which you have to ask permission to a person to parody him or her. Just imagine. Can I make
fair
fun of
use,
you?
baby?
For everything.
Fuck off.
Well, I've already made this point many times. Like, one, you got to remember someone's name, which is already an issue. You got to remember their face, and then you got to remember their gender somehow. Like, I can barely get past the face part. I'll get the face down, but I won't remember the name, and I'm certainly not going to remember a gender.
I'm Basque. I can barely remember my own.
Yes, especially if
number.
there's like 123 of them.
Exactly. But there's a gender wage pay gap at the same time, remember?
Imega
That's why-
asks in the chat says, "Is it Pablo Romero, the artist?"
Yeah. Pablo
Yes,
Romero.
yes. I knew it was something with a P, and I couldn't remember the last name. My bad.
Yeah.
Penis Pagato.
Apologies to Pablo Romero. He's awesome.
It was that unfairly hot picture of Ren, like scratching the belly of a terrier or whatever.
Yeah, unfairly hot to her, but
Yeah,
not
I mean,
not in general.
she's nothing like that. At first, I thought she was kind of like that. That's when I tried to hit on her, because I have a thing for you women.
Well,
You
she
and
was,
Dan
she
Martin.
was,
Yes,
she was close. She was kind of close back in those old pictures, but like I said, I don't know what happened, man.
Well,
Somebody
lifestyle
poured a
happens,
bucket of
right?
ugly on her.
I mean,
I can tell you what happened. She got into a pie eating contest with Ethan,
And
and
lost.
exactly
one that no one knew about. She just did it on her own.
Yep. It's like, oh, he's eating another pie.
I think you should.
That right there is the truest form of obsession.
You should sexually conquer her still, Canales.
I don't know why you're being so squeamish.
The whole,
Yeah.
what was
You
going
got
on
that
in my
extra
mind?
skin.
What was going on in my mind at the time was, imagine being the one who fucks Renfamous behind
I know, it's
else's
amazing.
back. Imagine that.
You won't even have to do it behind his back. You won't even have to do it behind his back. He's probably such a cuck. He'd probably just be like, okay.
Might pay you.
Yeah, but she
You remember that movie, The Other Guys?
Yeah.
Like that guy when he went to visit his ex because he had to get some information or something like that.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, the wife was insanely hot. It was Eva Mendes, I think.
Yes, but I'm talking about not her. I'm talking about his ex, but she was married to someone else.
Oh, I don't remember that part. What happened? Tell me more, please.
He had a turtleneck on and plaid pants, and he was there was a point where he's running down the street, and that's what he's trying to tell him. You come back here, to do that.
That is hilarious. That
Carl Hungus in the chat says, Joe Quesada will send a hitman after you. Yeah,
Oh,
he
God.
would be so insanely jealous, wouldn't he?
Thirsty Joe.
okay, Joe Quesada is such a laughing stock of the industry at this point that nobody cares. He let me put it to you like this: the hitman would probably just handle Joe Quesada out of pity. It's like, I'm just gonna. You were just a sad man. I had to put you out of your misery, or everyone else's, depending on how you look at it.
It's such
Joe's
a
got
bummer
a bit of a
to see
crush.
things. It's such a bummer to see things play out with Quesada the way they're going, because what, like 12 years ago, like, I loved him as an artist, and it was amazing to see him kind of bring Marvel back from the depths of bankruptcy. Like he had such like a 4 or 5 year stretch of time where like everything he was doing was just like the right call.
And he was doing artwork as well.
Now he's in a shopping bag.
Yeah, I've got. At least I used to have like major respect for Joe Quesada because, like you said, he brought Marvel out of bankruptcy at the turn of around the early 2000s,
and
late
he's putting
90s.
it back.
Yeah, exactly.
Right back where
he saved Marvel just long enough to kill it.
What are my Elven eyes seeing, Man of Sex? What are you
seeing? The great
us
meme,
with?
the 68 layer meme.
Holy shit!
Wow,
That was
glorious.
What's the title of that one? The Battle of Doc's Porch.
The Battle of Doc's Porch.
Yeah.
Holy
right.
crap.
I'm not sure if I got to explain this to you, Lando. Pan.
No, I'm fascinated.
But as you hear, remember you said you want to offer Crypto that beer?
Yeah, yeah.
Right here, I have a.
Yeah.
And look who's in the window. Well, if it ain't hit. Oh,
I have
look.
a thing for slasher masks, so I may have to side with Crypto on this one.
It's old Dirtworm Doug.
Is that Dirtworm Doug?
Dirtworm Doug.
Oh god.
And then there's Handyman.
Any hands to wash.
Wow.
How do we get posters of this made? I want to put it on my wall.
Holy shit!
an
Oh, I would print it on
Oh, yeah.
This is like our Guernica, man.
You're giving Tyler a run for his money with these memes.
And then the circus clowns over here. We got the
Gotta
circus
have the
clowns in the tent.
Oh yeah.
Oh look, there's that one guy.
Yeah, that one guy. He just wants to be pure.
Yeah.
I remember that one guy.
And then there's Dan taking his milkmaid. He's crossing the threshold.
Yes, our buddy.
And then
Dan,
there's
Dan Marshall,
the Robbit with his mangina.
Yes, actual size.
Actual size. He went from 5'2" to 2'5". And here's Gat writing Vestige, and he's Caesar is pleased behind him.
Gat's gonna skull fuck somebody.
And there's Black Russian Bot and Tyler. They're all just watching because they're ready to pounce for when the door opens.
There you go.
No,
real panorama.
I correct myself. This is some Hieronymus Bosk level shit going on. Right? This is some Guardian of Delight shit going on. You know what I mean?
This should be
It
taught in
belongs in the
schools.
museum.
It belongs in a museum.
It's an art form now.
It is. It's the meme renaissance. And
Why
we've said
not?
this.
Why not launch an Indiegogo campaign for a collected volume of all your
I
memes? Why not?
said that at the beginning. Like
memes of comics.
Is that
when I
Alanis
started.
Morissette in the background?
That is on
Yeah.
Keen Eye. Keen Eye. That is on top, which stands for Original Hot Madonna and Zenith Alpha Alanis, which is it's a salt and pepper. It's like an add-on religion. Like you take your regular religion, you just add this on. It's like spices.
Yeah, it's like we had
Layers.
Lady Scarjo like months ago, but we don't pray to her anymore. Now it's Za.
Humza. Humza.
Epic.
Oh, this is a tiny house too, by the way. I figured it would be very hipster of him.
No, I love it. There's so much to see in there and colorful.
There's hidden
you got,
stuff back here I
all
haven't
the
explained yet that I want other people to find.
cast,
Probably a mural.
legends.
Kyle Ritter in the background.
Yeah, Kyle
Yeah.
Ritter's back there.
Yeah, I see him.
Kyle, hail Kyle. Got a
It's like he's
hammer.
seen something scary.
Yeah. Oh, wow. There's like something coming out of that dude's back hole right there.
Yeah, something. Someone, something. It's one of those jizz whalers from Star Wars.
Amazing. Oh, what? It's that one guy.
The Jizz Whalers from Star Wars.
This is basically all the Comicsgate drama, all the current Comicsgate drama, like put into a single mural.
This surrounds war campaign mostly.
Yeah, man.
This is the illiterates.
Try being me. Try being me. I'm actually cool with even the people y'all are clowning this. I'm like, well, I feel kind of out of place here.
Oh, poor Bob.
Yeah, no, me too. Me too. I like to think that I'm like Comicsgate little Switzerland that everyone can come to shake an Alice and be free.
You can be fence riders. It's okay. It's okay.
This is Canal's comfort.
We understand.
But that gave me some strange erections.
Oh,
it's weird.
A lot of crazy shit going on.
Strange feelings in my pants.
Where the boner?
There was this one kid that we played video games with, and he came and told us, he's like, there's this boy I met in class, and he sat right next to me, and he said he was gay, and he gave me strange feelings. We're like, okay, kid.
Sweet.
We're not your dad.
That's why you got to stop playing Fortnite.
This happened a week ago.
Sorry, Panboy.
It's you know, I would have been like, and like that, you've lost me. I'm going this way. That's way too much information.
Sorry, kid, I'm open.
When you make a swift exit.
It's one of those. They save that for the string of therapists that are not going to be able to help you in 20 years. Just saying.
Fair assessment.
That's a very fair assessment, I would say.
So what you're saying is Fortnite makes you gay?
Oh, for sure. That's
like a proven
unarguable. Yeah, that's a fact.
Well, you know, I wouldn't say that because the situation that he noted is someone who came from outside onto Fortnite and decided to share his experience with people who didn't actually ask him to.
Well, he felt comfortable with sharing that because they were going to play Fortnite.
Oh, maybe.
I feel like this is like a mom and dad arguing with like keywords over the kids while they don't know. Man didn't spill his milkshake on another woman. Maybe mom wouldn't be angry right now.
And what are we looking at now?
This is Madonna and Child.
Yes.
So this is the Madonna and Child. Daddy Sunbeam asked for a Virgin Mary meme. So we delivered. This was actually on the live stream. You can see how it's made on the Make a Meme Foundation. Wow. And this is literally Madonna with a young child she found, which happens to be Ro. And then this is a room full of scantily clad Ewoks with Ethan Van Sciver faces over their nasty bits.
Those are the sexiest Ewoks I've ever seen.
Oh, and then Pan is also in the pan over here in the vomitorium.
Wow.
And it says, wow, actually.
Imagine that.
Wow.
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 The image
We got to get some wow shirts made.
Wow.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
Official war campaign merchandise.
Wow.
He won't do it.
Yeah, wow. And
I want a war campaign hoodie.
Oh,
I do too. He won't do that or the hat. I want a trucker hat, but he won't do it.
We need all kinds of merch. Come on now.
Eventually.
That is so. Apparently, it's like side note. They made a movie, Alita Battle Angel, 25-inch figure that looks really fucking badass. I don't like. Not even a fan.
Is it life size?
Yeah, I don't even
they're
really
25
like the
inches.
movie all that much. Am I the only one?
scale,
But it was just
I
average.
think so. I think maybe you might be.
I still haven't seen it.
I haven't either.
I thought it was pretty awesome. I mean, I'm not familiar with the original material, so that could be part of it. But I thought it was a pretty good movie, and the visuals are just amazing.
Yeah,
Probably
I mean,
one of the best 3D.
Yeah,
movies
if you cut out like I don't know 3 or 4 of the subplots and rewrite some of the dialogues, it would have been one of my favorite movies of the last 10 years. But I don't know, it like dragged on for too long.
I
And
couldn't see that.
Yeah, no one sounded like an actual human being, which I guess is the point because none of them were actual human beings, right?
No.
Yeah, I
But no,
have no
I
interest
get
in
that.
seeing any of these movies lately. Like, I don't.
Mm.
I know everybody's excited about Shazam. I don't really care. Like,
Who gives a shit?
I'm not excited about
I'm done with
Shazam at all.
superhero movies.
yeah, I'm kind of over them too at this point.
You know, after the Captain Marvel fiasco, I'm like, I don't want to see Endgame. If I do see it, it's probably going to be because I found a site that had it on there for free. Same thing with Captain Marvel. I'm just like, you know, good luck. You know, you've pretty much run off all of us longtime fans, Marvel. Have fun
Yeah.
with have fun getting back those fans with those sweet SJW money.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, all $500 of them.
You know what is exciting?
They got that Disney money, yo. What is exciting though? Yeah.
Vestige on 420.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My
Hey,
perfect birthday
Vestige?
gift.
Yeah. Oh, happy birthday. Yeah, we're gonna do like an all-day stream and got some crazy
This
shit.
could be a telethon.
Planning, so.
Oh,
yeah.
Bro
yeah.
will definitely be naked at some time.
Yeah. Exactly.
Passing around the doobies.
Yeah, definitely on 420. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
His
come,
chair
you know,
will
be
lie in a
suggestive,
pile.
try to get Ro to do stuff as he, you know, gets drunker and drunker and
higher.
You know, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be there when they legalized marijuana in Canada.
Nice. Yeah, I
That's
was gonna ask you. I want to. What's the laws like in Spain about that about marijuana?
It's actually it's kind of loose. You can own like a small percentage.
Sexual use
over
only.
your- yeah, no, it's actually it's kind of like that. I mean, you can like grow it, but you can smoke it. It's like really weird.
Sex recreational.
Yeah, and in the end, everyone smokes. So that's the thing about Spain that nobody cares about the laws here. So
Nice.
I don't know why Spanish people want to go to Amsterdam. They're always like, "Oh, we're gonna go to Amsterdam and we're gonna get so high, motherfucker! You can smoke a joint in mainstream in every city in Spain. Why do you need to go to Amsterdam to get stoned in public?"
That is funny.
Even the dog agrees with me. Of course.
You make Spain sound like such a lawless place.
You have trained him well.
It's what the Wild West would be if everyone was boring and lazy.
Is there, Canales, is there any hope for Spain? Because you paint a very bleak picture of that country.
It's a deeply socialist country, and we're kind of Orwellian. We believe that everything should be mandatory or forbidden. There's no middle ground.
There's no more Spanish Inquisition.
No, there actually is.
There is still.
Yeah, everything's
no.
a Spanish Inquisition.
Exactly. So you can't tell anymore. I mean, since everything is Inquisition, there's no Inquisition anymore. You know what I mean?
All I gotta say is, my response to that is the Inquisition. Yeah. And 5 points to anyone who knows that reference.
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks.
Yeah, man. It's the history of the world, right?
History of the World War One.
Yeah.
And that's another filmmaker that wouldn't be able to make a movie now.
No.
Absolutely not.
Especially the
No way.
producers. Never.
Oh man. Springsteen for Hitler. You fucking kidding?
Germany. I know.
I'm not a
There
Mel
you
Brooks
go.
fan. Not at all. Not at all. I'm not a Mel
There
Brooks
you
fan.
go. You got the
Man,
whole
whoa.
criteria.
Yep.
I used to give those
Criteria.
DVDs
Celebrate
away
his
as
entire catalog.
as tips at Bennigan's.
That'd be. I'm not sure I'd feel about that if I got that as a tip.
It's not a joke either. I gave the Jungle Book away as a tip at Bennigan's after a shitty steak.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, okay, hold up.
High roller.
The original animated? The
No.
first,
The
the second
1930s one. The
old
1930s
school.
black and white. Jungle Book. And then we gave Harold and Maude away as well, I believe. It was really just like movies off of his mother's shelf because she was never home.
We have Black Russian bot in the chat asking, can I come there and cuck husbands out of their wives? Of course you can.
Of
Black Russian
course.
bot. Because Spain
You
is
would
a country of
slay.
cock.
Get your ticket today.
You would slay there, Black Russian bot.
Absolutely. I think he would run that place pretty quickly.
Oh man.
Become a matador.
Yeah. A poussoir.
Who's the leader of your country, Canales? Is it like a prime minister or something?
We don't even know what it is. We're supposed to be a monarchy. We're supposed to be a monarchy, and yet we call our leader the president, when it should be it comes the prime minister, you know. But
well, at least in America, like supposedly the younger generation is kind of rebelling. Are the young Spaniards, are they getting tired of all this crap, or
that would be a great band name?
What? The young Spaniards.
The young Spaniards.
The young Spaniards. Well, I can get to like 300 pounds like Chen Kuiger and yell a lot on screen. I mean, that's not hard. We're trying to have a good discussion here.
Of course.
Of course.
I'm sorry. Chunk is what happens when you let your kids watch too much far left. Yes, Chunk.
I call him Chunk Uyghur.
But it's what happens when you let your kids watch too much, like straight up 1930s, communist propaganda, while at the same time telling them you can be anything you want as long as you're a communist.
That is very specific.
and also having them drink bacon juice 3 times a day.
That too. But see, young Chunk wasn't Chunk, but after I'm guessing that dude, like, we're talking quarter pounders with cheese, bacon, like stacked on there this high. So he just like,
you're making me like him. Stop.
Right?
He's like
converting me, making me a believer.
Believer of the quarter pounder cheese and bacon.
It's powerful.
Fuck that. Fuck that. The only good reason to watch the Young Turks, and mind you,
Turks.
Yeah, they really are. But mind you, you mute it and you only watch when Anna's on the screen because she's nice to look at. But the minute you start listening to her, it's like can you be any more shrillish, shriekish, and annoying?
She's better than you. She's fucking better than you.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna argue that.
I understood that reference.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When that was her classic quote at the 2016 election.
Nice.
I get that tingly feeling about shrill SJW women again.
Everyone has their type.
It's because you know they're strong, independent women, and the minute you show them what let me refer to that, strong, independent women, and the minute you show them what a strong Basque man can do, they will leave their husbands for you and follow you around the planet while you collect your harem. It's kind of like Pokemon. You gotta catch them all.
I heard a rumor, a legend that said that Ibai Canales is kind of like one of those ancient fertility dolls, and when women touch him, they just become pregnant.
Yes, they actually become like these old Venus statues, like really fat and hairless. That would explain why all the women around me look like that.
I just got diarrhea.
Brian the server says, Canalus, what would stop you from becoming king of Spain? Oh, fam, having to rule over Spaniards? No. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. No, that's also true. But here's the thing. That what actually holds me back is the thought of having to deal with all my subjects. I mean, my dad, as I stated before, he has him, and he rules it with an iron fist, and still he gets so freaking depressed at how incompetent and lazy the people are around him. Being the king of Spain and actually taking your job seriously, man, you would shoot yourself in the mouth within the first week.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Hey.
Especially a Spanish crown.
So, guys, it's
Made of
going to
bacon
be.
juice.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I said a Spanish crown made of bacon juice.
Now you're talking.
Isn't it true when you go in a restaurant that all the food is free, but you have to pay for the sex?
Not as far as I know, but I wouldn't mind checking that out.
What kind of place have you been going into?
You.
I think it was McDonald's.
Now we do have McDonald's here. That means we're still within the McDonald's index. You know what? When you know that country's going to shit when McDonald's flees the country, like happened to Venezuela.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
McDonald's is actually the biggest owner of real estate in the world. But they don't really give a shit about the stores. They actually just buy it because in order to lease a McDonald's or franchise it, they buy the land underneath it and own it.
Yeah.
Well, shit,
Get McDonald's after this.
That's some poltergeist shit right there.
I know.
They're still not as evil as Disney, though.
Oh no! Disney is Wayland Yutani in real life.
Yes. Oh my god.
Like the Big Mac didn't get that much worse.
Yeah, I mean they
SJW Big Mac.
They literally own xenomorphs now. I mean they are Wayland Yutani.
Oh god.
Xenomorphs.
Disney has to be stopped. Let's be honest. It's getting to be too much.
Well, they bought too much too. They're gonna collapse under their own weight.
Yeah, they
never want to put all your eggs in one basket.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Look at Walmart. It's a prime example of what happens when you grow too fat as a corporation and you can't support yourself. Like they go into all these small communities and they destroy, pretty much all the local businesses. But in the major cities where there's a lot of competition, they can't compete because who wants to deal with Walmart? Disney's going to be the same way. They will be the Walmart of the film industry. Like, we look at all these movies we make. Nobody's going to see your movies. What? But
the counter to that is they are buying so much stuff. Like they just bought that Hulu stuff, and if they I don't know, they are diversifying in some ways, I suppose.
Because they're killing everything else. That's the only thing they got left to do.
They're kind of doing a divide and conquer, though.
That's true. Yeah,
I'm perfectly willing to forgive Disney for all their sins if they release the original Star Wars trilogy without the George Lucas edits.
Without the walkie-talkie guns.
Yeah,
TBS. Ted Turner still owns those rights.
I thought you were going to say if they release the original trilogy without sequels.
Well, that's
that would be
like everything after 2015 didn't happen.
I just want to be able to watch Return of the Jedi without that stupid CGI dance number.
Oh yeah,
amen. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we agree on that.
And a monkey how?
Oh god, I hate that song.
Well, turns out that the sequel trilogy is like that dance number for like 2 hours for me.
Exactly.
That's how I feel about it.
And your pants just get tighter and tighter every hour.
Yeah, because I have diarrhea and it piles up there.
Until you slide out of your seat.
Yeah, like a snail made of shit.
That was your nickname in high school, wasn't it?
There's a very
Star Wars.
Oh shit,
visual right there.
That's going to be my new description, my new bio. Yeah, my new bio in whatever social media I get next. Snail made of shit.
Tumblr. They won't find you, man. If you go on Twitter as the shit snail, there's no way they're gonna find you.
Yeah, no one's gonna find shit snail. Well, they will because we're announcing it in a stream.
Someone grab that username while you can. Shit snail.
Yes, blue dolphin indeed, Adam. Blue dolphin indeed.
Blue balling indeed.
Well, guys, it's 3 a.m. here, so I think I'm gonna call it a day if it's okay for you.
I think we've done all we can here. We've talked about shit snails and catheters, and
it was producctive.
Else.
Don't say it wasn't.
Oh yeah,
it was
a good time.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
For the invite and hail Abductables.
Yeah.
What do you want to say?
Make sure to subscribe and check out my videos on my channel.
Yes,
That would be awesome. It's the same
What's
channel
your channel?
here. A Cold Piece.
There you go.
I subbed to you earlier.
Hey, Derek. So with the campaign coming to a close, what do you got going on now with Abductables? Now that you guys are getting into it.
So what needs to be done now is I got to finish lettering the book, and we got to put together the rest of the bonus content. And then right now I'm just waiting for the funds to get deposited into my account so I can start ordering shipping supplies and all that. So
Very
yeah,
nice. All moving
And-
forward according to plan.
And
Yep.
also, he needs to, get back to doing millennials.
yes,
yes.
Yeah, I think once the campaign's fulfilled, I definitely want to get back on my webcomic Millennials and finish
Oh
that
man,
one out.
I remember I started reading it and I never finished because I'm such a lazy bastard. But yeah, I need to retake it.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking
Bullshit,
about
Snail.
I'm thinking about like remastering like the first few chapters just because I've learned some new techniques that I think I can make it look a little better. But yeah,
Oh, the girl
Maybe
has new techniques.
not those kind of techniques.
That is enough.
Oh, definitely those kind of techniques. You're trying to sell.
So yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna kill this thing before it lays egg.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good
All
night.
right.
Hey, congratulations.
Great.
Want to
Thanks,
check out my
guys.
Batman before you go?
Oh
It's
yeah,
the
yeah.
Batman
No,
I was
That's a
working
good
on.
Batman.
yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
Wow, that was good.
Yeah, I wanted to
Right
do
on.
something for the 80th anniversary, and I just hadn't been able to totally finish it yet. Had things, coming up.
I didn't know you were an
Constantly.
artist as well.
Yeah.
awesome.
Just, Canals and I have had this conversation already, but it's just a thing where it's been like 22 years since I've done comics, and like, I'm not quite there as far as like mentally the confidence to do it, but I'm working on it, and I was just like taking on stuff like this to just force me to do something,
Yeah,
But
man, it
I
looks
picked him
good.
because I loved his style and I felt like it would fit with the story I was doing. So
Yeah, it's
Right
really
on.
good, man.
Hey, Canales and Derek and
thanks a lot.
Michael, Derek, congratulations to y'all. And I got to get out of here, but congratulations on all the success. And
Yeah, congrats, man.
keep up the mountain.
Yeah,
Hey,
thank you,
look,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you
you
guys.
so much. Yeah, you've been
Way
a
to go,
big help.
guys.
And
Yeah, well, we gotta thank our backers for that. So yeah.
yeah, thank you, and thank you everybody who supported. And
Hey, Gateway into comics.
Gateway, just as we're wrapping up.
Yeah, man, just in time.
Hey, how's it
I
going,
still want
everyone?
my
I
secret
just wanted.
Bulge edition. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. I just wanted to say hello real quick. I'm still at work, but I just wanted to stop in and say, hey, I'm actually on my phone. My sound quality is probably garbage.
Nah, you're sounding fine, man.
Yeah,
we
you sound good.
appreciate that you dropped by.
Yeah, I'm glad
Yeah.
you could get in on the action.
Absolutely. I wanted to tell you that I backed your book. I am very, very excited to get it, of course, in the future. And this is awesome. I think we're all doing some awesome stuff, and let's just keep making books, guys. So cool.
That's the plan.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
never gonna stop. So
Yeah.
yeah. As I was saying, I'm gonna kill this thing before it multiplies and swallows us all.
Yes,
Don't
well,
feed it after midnight, man. That's all I
Yeah.
can say.
Just another big thank you to all our backers, and thank you for making this project a success.
Yeah.
And thank you for everybody who hung out with us tonight. And I can't wait to get the book out to you, and you can actually read it. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. Coming soon to a mailbox near you, I guess.
Yes.
all right, guys.
So, yeah.
Well, everybody have a
Yeah.
good night, and I'll see y'all around.
Yeah, see
All
you around,
right.
guys. Take care.
Take it easy.
Later.
Good night.
Later.